It's true.
Yeah.
I think those predictions on that desk, by the way, we could have seen coming a mile away. Thorin going with EnVyUS, and obviously Jason sticking with the NA side, takes up Team Liquid. I think they made good points. We haven't seen a lot from Liquid to support much change other than Zeus coming in, but what is going to have to be different? We know ELEAGUE has gone off on this map multiple times before, specifically in the last major. Nitro's got to join them.
We know they're prepared. He saw Zeus there with all the paperwork, the dossier it looked like, and they've got a game plan going into this one. It's on the CT side. We talk about Cash having those options to the CT side and actually having the ability to push, find frags here. It's going to come down to JDM. Can he have that confidence to start finding frags here? As we get into the pistol round, we're going to see 4 sets of armor for Team EnVyUS, and Apex, he's got the smoke and flashbang here. Not going to be heavily committing to any sort of set piece just yet. Only up in a pretty standard default for a T side. They will be clearing towards the squeaky door as well, with the CTs with quite a heavy focus towards the B side of the map. You can see them actually looking for a full A retake here, which is absolutely fine. It's obviously the easier part of the map to retake here. But as far as EnVyUS goes, that one smoke in the hands of Apex, presumably going to be used towards the B sites, and then maybe a little B split coming in, considering Happy's been boosted up.
And it's, like you say, not uncommon at all to see that A retake game, which actually favors this early for Liquid if they are going to head onto this B site. Pimp still in the corner. JDM's going to peek it from headshot. Hiko there to support as well. Where does the one smoke go down? Presumably tree.
The run boost map.
Seeing it early. We've seen it a few times, especially on pistols. More so Dust 2, not often here, but this is where they're checking Pimp in the corner. Able to take down MBK, but he did find the headshot. JDM over the box, and this is opening things up for EnVyUS. Walking in, 3 kills already. ELEAGUE trying to get above, though. Chance to shut it down. Only finds 1, but that's enough to slow things down because Apex backs away and doesn't get the bomb in position.
Well then, 2-on-2 retake, and Nitro does bring it to the 2-on-1, just Happy remaining now. It was looking very promising for EnVyUS. Has got the bomb in hand, but does he have the opportunity to get it down here?
Oh, lovely shot as Nitro drops in, and that's going to give him the clutch. ELEAGUE walks out dead as well. Brilliant shot on that first hit as Nitro came in. I mean, that's committing. They try to go together, and he just picks him.
But on paper, that sounds like the right thing to do. Try and push in at the same time. He's gone for the bomb. They think he's going to drop it onto the side there, but he comes in, and that first shot, like he said, absolutely stellar there from Happy. Great work from him, and it kicked things off. It was around when EnVyUS were looking very promising going to the B side. We saw the run boost. That's to actually take off the aim of the CT defending player at that point, but here's the replay now. Happy, block on the side, and Liquid, it's going to be disappointing. We know they've been struggling recently. Obviously, normally very well at the majors, but without Simple now, it hasn't been the same sort of story, and we'll see whether they can do anything here. There's no force buy in the second round, but they have committed 5 players towards the A side of the map. Presumably, they're going to have that one flashbang there. It is. Hiko's got that ready for them. He'll be flashing to A stores. They're seeing there's a frag available. Shouldn't be too difficult for KennyS to hold off here. He's got some backup from Apex as well. They start mowing some players down. Pimp finds 1, but okay, now it's getting interesting. Hiko with the second as well, a 5-on-2, and they have managed to pick up an UMP as well.
Good read by Hiko, knowing that the door was going to get opened up and they'd catch off the players retreating, so he just stands in front of it. But also, countered off. This is a good shot from Pimp. This is going to give them a gun. I was going to say, good read to go back over to B. They know the last 2 players are in A, but picking up a rifle on the way over to go along with that UMP, they've actually got a chance in this. The unfortunate part is no armor, no kit.
Yeah, well, the idea is now, do they actually try and push it to smoke? Do they try and save these weapons? Like I said, they're pretty unlikely circumstance they can actually do anything with this one, but Galil, UMP, I guess the best scenario, take the weapons out of the remaining Ts. You can see Hiko pushes in. Apex takes him down. Should be the round covered at this point. Pimp can't find anything with it. Apex finds 2 with the Mac 10. It does get a little bit interesting here. The full A stack coming in. I thought KennyS and Apex would have shut it down, but finding a couple of pistol frags there. It was Liquid who didn't force buy into that round. They're going to have a very strong economy going into that first gun round. So it'll be another eco now, but they can probably justify a few more upgraded pistols here. Some Deagles, some PT-50s. I think ELEAGUE's got a 5.7 there as well. So more of the same. Another flashbang for Hiko. So maybe towards B this time. Same idea. Flash his teammates in and see if they can find a couple of frags here. Julies for MBK, why not?
Yep, known for them. French dualies. Would have been interesting to see if they could have waited a little more time and take... Well, I guess it was just Apex left in the set, but one more gun down because he goes over to the UMP from the SMG he had. Sixer was far enough away on that. AK, good peek out from JDM. Tries to go in the back of a flash, but they're ready for it inside of the B tunnels and 3 kills on the way through. No guns drop down. Dualies may not find a kill, nor will KennyS on his pistol, but now it is Hiko. Pick up one of the P250, try and build up his bank. Slightly good shot from KennyS. Important again. The AWP player builds up his bank early. Lovely shot from Pimp as Happy walks through bomb. It's crossed over and it's going to get planted, but Apex on 3 HP. MBK's the high roller. He's only got 50, so Pimp's got a chance to try and pick off a few more kills here. Unfortunately, left alone. It's not likely to win the round, but again, reinvestment is still a big deal early on in this game, and Kenny's not going to allow any of that. Also gets an SMG kill.
Yeah, that's perfect for KennyS. It's actually worth the risk of him pushing through. If he dies, yes, he loses the armor, but now he gets an extra $600. He's going to have a lot of money going forward, but same story for Liquid, I have to say. They did not force buy in those first couple of rounds there, so you can see JDM straight onto the AWP. He has no head armor, not a big deal against the AKs, but there is a UMP left over, residual from the last round, and MBK still has the dualies out. Okay, he has upgraded to the AK at this point. I was going to say that would be a very interesting move to stick on those. And we go into round number 4. It's a 3-0 for EnVyUS now, but now a big round. JDM being criticised, one of those players that doesn't really initiate too many situations for himself. Cash is certainly one of those maps where you can have the options to push in and see what you can do here. And there will be some mid presence coming in nice and fast on the French side here. Got the mid control, pushing the cities back. It's absolutely fine for now. Obviously, it's not a bomb site. Some cities do like to challenge and stop these initial pushes, but EnVyUS, great start so far. Actually going to be making their way towards checkers as well.
There you go. Back lines with an 8 out early. Very important gun round as he gets flashed. Rather, actually throws his own flash, bounces off the wall to try and support his teammate JDM, who gets flamed off, but he's got the AWP, can't find the opening. Fires between 3 players, and they've actually managed to slip Sixer all the way through. He's able to come back around at the right time. JDM did find 1 kill, but that's all they get, and bomb on the site once more. Lockout as well, and watch Happy. We know he's capable of lurking. He's inside a middle right now, holding off Nitro from joining his teammates on this retake, and he's backed all the way up highway as well.
Yeah, this is perfect positioning from Happy. Known for these lurking roles. The middle's not a problem now. He can call the vents. There's not going to be actual possibility of the chance of CT's coming at that point. Even Happy actually coming for the backstab as well. Okay, then mixing it up. That should be the round secured. There's the headshot towards ELEAGUE, and I would say round over, but Nitro does find a kill with the HE grenade.
I was going to say exactly that. Even better from Happy, because not only does he wrap around behind them, okay, they've rectified the situation, but he locks off the chance for a full save and gets information as to exactly where they are. They know there's no time to go for the retake, so they try and set up and get the guns down, but good shot from Nitro. MBK the one to fall. Kenny importantly saves the AWP, and it goes 4-0 EnVyUS early on Cash. T-side as well. Now we know it's typically a T-sided map in majors.
Sure.
But great start nonetheless.
Well, this is quite fairly typical now for a terrorist side who have gone 3-0 there. Like, you know, the first gun round always going to be difficult with the CTs. They're not going to be fully equipped. They're going to be missing out potentially incendiaries. We know they didn't force by in a second, but still, you're not going to be fully equipped. And it was that fast mid take coming in from EnVyUS there, getting the mid control, and MBK is showing some great confidence there, straight towards the checkers. There are 2 players waiting in the B side, the CTs. They managed to get 1 kill. That was Nitro with a little quick scope on the bomb side there, but it wasn't quite enough to hold them off. And the UMP found that first frag for EnVyUS as well, 4-0. We saved 2 weapons for Liquid, but unfortunately, it's not enough to justify the force buy here. 2 M4s, 3 pistols, and some heavy mid presence. That was a problem in the previous round. Let's see whether we can actually hold them off this time. Though Happy, he's so good in this position. His timing's out down to an absolute pinpoint precision at this point. And we'll see whether he can actually go for the first frag or just hold up for his teammates to go to a bomb site, and then we'll see if he can open things up.
JDM inside of the site. It's going to play close with pistol as they get ever closer to the front of the B site. He's actually backed away from it. It would have been 1 and done from that position, but he's got no support. Happy's still waiting in mid as well. ELEAGUE has gone through big garage behind that smoke. Chance for flank, but his timing's going to be slightly off. They're already inside of the site. Good pick from JDM, therefore. Buys his teammate some time. Kenny's sitting in the open. JDM takes him down as well. And ELEAGUE wraps around, bomb down. 5 versus 1. Happy, who sat in middle and didn't hear ELEAGUE go behind him, now has to try and pull this back. He's got an AK, but there's lots of rifles picked up now on the Liquid side. It's, I won't say done yet, but safe to say they might have their first round.
Yeah, and that's a very good play from Liquid there. Just the pistols and a couple of rifles is all it takes. They went for the mid control at the start, but now it's up to Happy. 1 versus 4. He's found 1 frag. Also up to the side. Very unlikely he can do anything with this with 35 seconds and the bomb down, but let's see whether he can find a couple of kills here. Every Kelly can find is actually a dent towards the economy of Liquid at this point. Lots of money for EnVyUS, so not going to find anything more. There it is, the first round on the board for Liquid, and it's actually with 2 M4s and 5-7, so the mid control at the start, rotating back towards B, and they do find EnVyUS coming to the side and good crossfires.
Yeah, fantastic job by JDM inside of the site as well to stay alive, because remember, he was alone when this play started. Still getting rotations, finds 1, picks up the second. I think it was Kenny that he found, yeah, there, right there with the flashbang. That left the op down, by the way, which they have picked up. So not only strengthening their economy with, as you say, 5-7s, getting rifles into their hands, they grab an op that goes immediately into the hands of JDM, excuse me. JWM, I'm mixing them up. We got Swedish-US hybrid now.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting concept. I think we have got a little timeout here from Liquid. They just won a round. I guess they're going into the first gun round. This is tactical. That's probably not the worst. So they do get 4 of those, 30 seconds apiece. And at the moment, they have got JDM on the AWP, of course. They could actually bring a double orb setup in. It can be very beneficial on a map like Cash. They've got the money to do so, but at this point, they are at a reset potential match. If they were to lose this round, it could be a difficult one going forward. Good news is that they did win the round on an eco, so the money's not going to be massively detrimental going forward, but I guess it's a good chance to work out what the plan is going forward. And you can see them kind of just discussing right now. So, there's Zeus, of course, was active this year, actually playing in Immortals.
It's true, yeah. Jumped away from coaching to reinvigorate his playing career. He definitely tried it with Immortals. They unfortunately didn't work out with him.
It was a mixed bag. The playstyle changed, and you could see that the game he wanted them to play, but it didn't suit that team's playstyle. I think this is a good move, him having the kind of guidance for a team like Liquid. I think that's what they've been needing, and we'll see whether this tournament they can kind of relinquish some of the glory they've had in the previous couple of majors.
So just about to get underway. I saw the vote go through, so all 10 are ready to go. Freeze time active, and they've gone for the single. So as you say, didn't want to risk it on the reset potential. They'll keep JDM as the solo AWP player now. Where does he position himself? Because he's been playing inside of B, and he's going to go for the fast drop. Sixer's not going to go aggressively, though, so he sits back. JDM posts up, Hiko gets in the site. Meanwhile, it's over at A where there's going to be some quick activity. Smokes out, and it's fairly default this time around from EnVyUS.
Yeah, we haven't seen that much. Obviously, still very early on in the game so far. MBK getting a lot of information for his teammates. He's boosted up. He's cleared up the close quarter areas there. Actually cool for his teammates. There's no presence towards middle whatsoever. So a B split, very likely at this point with Pimp. Just trying to jump up. He's not going to be committing too heavily there. He's trying to get a little bit of intel himself at this point. Two players towards A, and of course JDM is on the AWP towards that B side, backed up by Hiko.
And keep in mind, Sixer on the Deagle as well is strictly playing for information at this point in time. That's why he's gone into it. And Apex going down early to Nitro. Getting caught with the smoke dissolving inside of A main is going to strengthen that A hold. It actually gives Pimp a chance to rotate back down highway should he elect to and get mid presence again, because they have none of that right now. Again, they gave that up early. We saw NBK boosted. But they're playing the sites. They're playing very, very passively on the CT side.
Now they have that man advantage. Don't need to give anything away. They still have the AWP up as well. Apex has gone down, but MBK, he could actually foil that plan to at least. The timing works in his favor, though. Takes down MBK. 5-on-3. Now they don't have to do anything at this point. Hold back. Wait for the next move to come in from EnVyUS. Try and keep as many players alive as possible.
A minute and 5 seconds. MBK was looking at mid for probably about 55 of those.
Yep.
And no one was there. And the one time he doesn't consider it, that's when ELEAGUE shows up. So you're dead right about timing. That's just very unfortunate. Smoke off in mid. That's going to allow Kenny to get through the vents, but they'll have heard all this noise. And Hiko waiting, not even considered. Takes the first shot. Does get canceled out, but it manages to hit the headshot on the Sixer immediately beforehand. So Happy. All to do, finds 2, that's all. JDM will take him down. It stays to 4-2 as Liquid find their second round.
Yeah, nice disciplined work there overall from Liquid. Getting that first pick, not giving too much away. ELEAGUE, like we said, it was fortunate timing for sure, but managed to get it to a 5-on-3. And Hiko, this is like at this point, just get one kill. That's all he has to do. Nails the first kill on Kenny S. And like you said, I can't believe he got the second one as well, but manages to nail it. It was very close. It's pretty much the exact same time he goes down as well. Happy finds 2 frags, but that should knock EnVyUS now onto an Eco. You can see yes, Deagles, P250s, and no utility whatsoever. It could be very difficult indeed to actually do anything in these rounds. At one point, EnVyUS was known as the absolute masters of just Deagle buys, but not so much the case anymore. And you can see Liquid adjusting their buy. They lost 2 players in the previous round, not going to be fully investing. 2 SMGs, an MP9 and UMP, farm a bit more cash, allow themselves to be a bit more aggressive, I guess, with these lesser weaponry. And here comes Hiko.
Hiko's got a problem. Looked like he wanted to back away to this back of the site. Clips the end of the block. Does manage to get to the corner, and thankfully there's no guns available because he was a sitting duck. Manages a 1-for-1, and JDM now comes into the picture, just trying to watch the default cross toward backside. Bomb's been dropped, but it's on the platform, so it is grabbable if they can hold off rotations. Unfortunately, they're losing members in doing so, and Happy just going to get inside the equation now as he drops in from the vents. Only 5 HP for Sixer, but Happy has picked up an M4. Sixer nearly gets overlooked, but at least finds it. Happy, as always, does manage to at least be a pest and take down 1, forcing out reinvestment, but it's going to be 3 in a row now for Liquid.
Yeah, doing a good job recovering here. Here's the replay of the frags we didn't catch from ELEAGUE. The MP9 just farming some money, $600 per frag with that weapon, and he knew it was going to be an eco. They're tracking the economy just like we are, and at this point, EnVyUS, Happy only has $800. I assume there's been a technical issue at this stage. Our old friend.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, we are going to have a small technical pause at this stage, but it gives us some time to reflect on what we've seen so far, Matthew. It was a 3-0 start for EnVyUS at this point, but Liquid have fought back. A team known to be quite emotionally invested into these games and quite get tilted and get run over. We saw it at the Pro League Finals, for example. They just had a horrible tournament, and they're looking to recalibrate since they brought on Zeus and try and keep better headspace going forward. I think he is going to bring that kind of father-like figure to the team and keep them controlled in these scenarios, I guess. Now 3 rounds in a row. There is going to be another buy for EnVyUS available, but at this point, Liquid, I would say these are the kind of rounds you want to start throwing a little bit, something more experimental, and you start maybe throw JDM towards Squeaky Door or A main, go for the first pick just as EnVyUS is starting to adjust. That's what would be my call right now as the coach.
It's an interesting thought as well, because JDM's been playing in B every single round.
Yep.
Even with the AWP pistol, didn't matter. He's always been playing there. Even having more mid presence, because they haven't done a lot of that. There's lots of options to push on Cash. You always talk about this. We haven't seen much of that from Liquid, aside from second round when they tried to go for the A stack.
That's what I'd be calling right now. JDM, let's start getting you into this game and start getting those opening picks. Obviously against Kenny S, but he doesn't actually have the AWP available right now in terms of his money. Double AWP setup, okay. Pimp. We actually saw that Pimp. He has been known to be an AWPer in the past, not the best. Though when he was playing in Dignitas, he took over that role full time. It was when Dignitas were actually in a bit of a slump at that point. It didn't necessarily work, but him as a secondary AWPer, I actually like quite a lot. I think he gels quite nicely with this team, and we'll see whether he can step up here. Maybe he'll be the one who has to be more aggressive at this point. He's got a very good spawn. He could go towards that squeaky door position or push A main. We'll see whether he decides to do either, or just go for the passive hold at the back.
It's fast play toward A at this point. Pimp alone, very easy to get smoked off toward quad, but right now they want to take the fight. Apex.
There it is.
Overwelcomed. Pimp's ready for it. He'll smoke himself off. This will allow some transition and dynamic play from the AWP as well. And as we said, they had not pushed mid. While ELEAGUE, with that kill as well on Apex, ready for them to fall back. MP9, he can farm up some cash if they're not ready for it. And Pimp again, as soon as he smokes himself off, changes the angle. So trying to keep them guessing as much as possible.
Yeah, we discussed the double AWP potential on this map especially, and Pimp brings it out at the perfect time. That Apex, known for being the entry frag of this team, he takes an audacious base towards A main. I have to say, it's without the flashbangs or any smokes covering him. It's a lot of angles to look at, and gets thrown away there by Pimp. Another 5-on-4 situation with Liquid, have been very good so far. These man advantages haven't thrown too much away.
Hiko's made a good call as well. After boosting ELEAGUE, he gets inside of the vents, now can support JDM over toward B, but it's about information at this point in time, and they've got very good positions to work off that, especially with ELEAGUE, where he sees those exactly. So thank you very much. 2 nades go over top of me. I know you're outside of it. I'm just going to sit, wait, and exactly that. Sixer walks in. They have no idea he's there. He now goes hunting. Oh, they didn't call for it. MP9's going to farm up a ton of cash, nearly getting NBK as well, down to 2 HP.
That's insane. Why are they just oblivious to him coming behind? He just killed 2 people from boost, but regardless, NBK does get him back into this round. He's only got 2 HP, but Pimp, there it is. His second frag with the AWP. Now just NBK doing some serious work here, considering the lack of HP. Finds 3 kills in total, but it's not enough to win the round here. And here's the replay. ELEAGUE has already found a frag in that boost position. Why is KennyS not aware that's even a possibility? He's already got a player in lockers who can watch towards A main. That's a breakdown in communication, it seems, as to why he's not even checking behind it at all. ELEAGUE, of course, is a bold play to make at that stage. He's pushing after finding that first frag. He's only got the MP9. He hasn't been able to upgrade, so he thinks, okay, I'll see what I can find here. He finds 2 kills and gets another player down to 2 HP. Wonderful round from him. Gets a ton of money, and still 4 rounds in a row now for Liquid, and it's going to be another, I would say, eco, I guess we'll call this the partial buy from EnVyUS, getting the pistols, some armor as well, and Apex with the smoke and 2 flashbangs towards A, who ahead, probably going to freeze throwing that smoke towards Highway, flash in, but at least that's a really nice position to hold off these sort of rounds. You can jump at the red box just to execute and spray them down from above.
So Nitro in corner, not boosting himself up, just sitting and letting them trying to enter through. He's going to get spotted, but turns around. No, not in time. So both players inside of the A site go down to the pistols. Fast plant comes in out from the squeaky door and leaves Pimp well and truly removed from the action. Chuck trying to find an opening. First of the AWPs. The second, JDM finds Happy as always on his own in mid. Good position to be in with bomb down, but now 3 versus 3. Retake in play, and all 3 do have kits. Only the Tech 9 for Kenny to work with.
This is when the double AWP setup becomes a little bit more detrimental to a team, and you have to do the retake with the big sniper rifles here. It's obviously not a great weapon in close range combat, and Sixer and Apex doing some serious work here. Sixer with the final frag towards JDM as well. Both the AWPs go down, and that's a big win from EnVyUS. We discussed it before. Known to be a team in the past to be fantastic with the CZ. I did say it's a great position for ELEAGUE. He just didn't anticipate the squeaky door to be coming out that fast. To be fair, his teammate is out. I'm not sure that's the best position in those sort of rounds. When you know they're going to be on a weaker economy, you want to be further back, and in crossfires that kind of complement each other. Those positions right at that point did not complement each other. You've got being stabbed in the back, your teammate can't actually help you out at all. They're not throwing grenades with nice synergy at that point. Wasn't the best setup for the scenario, and they get punished for it as well. So EnVyUS do find a round here after losing 4 in a row, and I think the money, has been broken for Liquid. We have got Hiko, who's on just shy of $9,000, and a purchase of an MP9 for ELEAGUE so far. So this suggests they won't be fully committing to this round. Maybe a little partial buy here, some Deagles drops, and wait to get that nice full buy going forward. Like you said, it's a kind of 50-50 map. I'd say at the majors, it does seem to be T-sided, depending on what kind of aggression and playstyle and the matchups, but I would agree with that sentiment going forward. 6L on the AWP for now. That's presumably not going to stay as the case, you would say?
No. That's going to get thrown.
Well,
sure? What's his spawn, though? That's
okay, so he'll go for he's got, now we can see he's got the mid spawn. So this, you can beat the CTs crossing over towards white box here towards middle. So it's actually a decent call. He'll give that off to KennyS once he goes to the first shot. If he beats the smoke, there's a chance. You can see it was close. Takes some nade damage, and presumably will be swapping that AWP over back towards Kenny. There it is. So yeah, that mid spawn can actually work out. It's not every single time. It comes down to the CTs having bad spawns and you getting there just before that smoke blooms. And once again, ELEAGUE boosted in the same position with that SMG we saw before. It worked out very nicely in the previous round, and we'll see whether he can recreate that magic, whether he just goes with a straight-up backstab or he waits for another terrorist to challenge him.
And Liquid trying multiple things again this time. They've got a skylight boost going on in B.
Yeah.
So last time it was Hiko boosting ELEAGUE going to vents. This time Hiko goes over to B, Pimp puts him up, and this is why. So they've got two players in decent positions, and the only way they get by them right now is if they don't go into Skylight and slip into B and they aren't ready. So thankfully JDM's given up on that without committing with tunnel vision.
It's a high-risk, high-reward sort of situation. You can't sit there too long, but MBK, he opens things up, Nitro drops, and it's going to be the B push coming into the CT for the lead. He's doing it again, the timing! Working with the SMG, finds 2 headshots there, somehow finding kills and getting Liquid back into this round, and it's going to be 6 replying though, and now it's up to JDM.
That becomes a problem, because the call was to push into B to get information. Hiko goes with JDM, ELEAGUE gets the kills. They don't need to overextend at that point, but they get caught out. One of them goes down, Hiko falls, and it falls to a 2 versus 2 with a very split defense. MBK is going to wait because Apex now has highway control. He can try and take out Pimp. Spots him in turn, but MBK gets the information, and now JDM's well removed, no kit, AWP on what is about to be a retake. If Bomb can get there in time.
No!
Scope timing just off. He had the shot.
Yeah, well, obviously no way of knowing he's going to be coming at that point, but just scopes out at the wrong time there. He nails that shot. He had a real chance of winning this round, but without the kit, it's looking unlikely. At this point, do you want to save the orb? Might as well go for it. Pistol out, and good timing there. Good communication from EnVyUS to win the round there. ELEAGUE once again, Matt, with that MP9. What a play this was. The timing, just perfect. Just as they're about to boost as well, they have no idea what's going on, and Kenny has just let it orb. Has to get for the no-scope. Can't find it. Not enough to win the round. There's happy reaction. Not happy about it, but still, they win the round, so no harm, no foul. I guess at this point, another for Liquid going forward, but EnVyUS now extend that lead to 6-4, and it wasn't the best of buys for Liquid there. You can see that boost coming in to start. You normally see those kind of situations when you're a little bit desperate, you're trying to find the first pick, and you can't sit there for too long, maybe 10-15 seconds, because you can't obviously see into B storage. You can only see the sunroom. If a player does walk into the bomb site, you're going to find 2 free frags at that point, but still similar to what we saw before. Flashbangs in towards A main. Liquid did find a few frags of this play before, and it actually is effective flashbang. Can they get any kills? Not meant to be.
Just absolutely slaughtered that time.
Yeah, and this is to be poor to ELEAGUE now. 5-7 in hand. I think he'll probably get one kill there. There it is.
He's not right so far. So he can find more, but he's going to get wrapped around by MBK, takes him down. So this is now the response from Envy. It's been streaks of rounds in both directions. We had a 4-0 start, 4-4 game, and now 3 rounds in a row for EnVyUS. It's definitely broken down the economy quickly, and with the efficiency of the last round, they've actually got a decent situation on the French side right now, the T side, because Kenny's got an AWP plus 75 left in the bank.
Look at this buy coming in for Liquid, man. There's no orbs available here. JDM, okay, we can't see his weapon. Maybe he has been dropped something at this stage, but okay, the orb is out. So it's not the best of buys in terms of utility. No kits available, no incendiaries. That mid presence is going to be a bit of a problem from EnVyUS at that point. But JDM now, this is what we wanted to see. Him going a bit more aggressive, more versatile, trying to find the first frag when they're up against the ropes like this. That's what we want to see. He takes down Apex. He's been waiting for it all game, and finally he steps up here and gets that man advantage. He's been playing B primarily throughout this game, and now he actually goes with the aggressive pace, and it works out for him perfectly.
And they need more of that. That was one thing that set across this team, was knowing to go aggressive. He loves to do it. JDM was a bit passive. Good play from Pimp. Falls back through from middle and catches off Sixer and B main. This should convincingly funnel them over toward the A site, which they're now playing a retake game on as well, because ELEAGUE highway has to look back the other direction, does so in the right time. His back was turned a second before that and could have easily been caught off by Happy, which would have foiled plans for the retake game, but now they've got 2 posted at truck. ELEAGUE waiting top highway, 1 smoke down for Envy, but that's soon to dissolve, and they've got to get the bomb in a better position quickly. Thankfully, MBK is going to redress that, but Kenny's the one with bomb, and he's still posted looking toward quad.
At this stage, just get it planted, get that extra cash in the bag. It's very unlikely he can win this round, but a player like Kenny S on a map like this is, I normally call it his home ground cash. He can do some fantastic things with this. They just need him to find that opening pick. It looks like the A side is available for them, but they can't rely on that alone to win this round.
Taking the time available to them, still with 37 seconds. Kenny definitely saw the nade get thrown in from highway, so hence looking that direction to try and find the opening, but Bomb's getting in position. They'll go for the plant now. No Molotov in play to go for the denial. Nitro has one, but he's not able to throw it. Speaking of, it's JDM that's going to be a truck. That's where it gets thrown from. Instead, he gets killed directly, and NBK 1 versus 5. Good luck to you, my friend.
Yeah, well, do you know what? That's actually really impressive for Liquid. A lot of teams in that situation, 5-on-2, you'd be challenging, trying to deny the bomb. I think it's actually a wise call to make. Keep all 5 players alive at that point. Yeah, you've let them plant the bomb. They've given them an extra $800 per player on the T side, but you kept all 5 alive on the CT side. You've got another AWP in hand as well, and this is really good stuff. And then they're not giving anything away till the bomb goes down. They can actually 100% guarantee they're going to be retaking as a complete unit and not giving frags away for nothing. So that's actually very nice from Liquid overall.
There was a shot at Truck as well, apparently, from MBK, and I was a bit curious. He jumped twice, which obviously resets aim, so I'm not sure if the scroll wheel, sometimes if you're playing with a scroll wheel, it gets bound in between.
Yeah, that was like an old school problem.
Yeah, the mouse sensor was like slightly off the spring load.
Don't normally do that, but yeah, back in the day that was a massive problem.
I don't know if he scroll wheels or not, I assume.
Yeah.
Most of these guys do now.
Yeah, definitely. For the bunny hop aspect. Anyway, double AWP setup like we said, and Pimp, obviously you can see the players without head armor, you don't need them against the AK, so that's absolutely fine for any new viewers out there. And there's going to be another buy available though for EnVyUS. It's going to be EnVyUS, of course, back on the AWP. Another default. We haven't seen much in terms of set pieces yet, Matt. It's definitely a hybrid map where you can rely on the defaults or work those opening picks, and you can go for set pieces without any sort of defaults at all. But Sixer working its way towards checkers, does find JDM. That's a huge scalp to take as well, considering that's the AWP. Just Eco on that B bomb site now.
Smoke to cover off Sixer's position, smartly so as well. That's him on the second AWP. He's trying to find an opening aggressively toward that B site. He'll fall all the way back on that. No needs to stay so low with that weapon. Better shot from MBK though. Finding Pimp's going to open them up. Nitro behind Fork finds one. Molotov out so they can't wrap into his position. Spots them coming through. Good flash over, and that's going to allow him to take down the 2 for him. Spots third, but it's Kenny with a Tech 9 drive-by shooting.
Yeah, why not? Okay, that's very impressive from EnVyUS to actually have the bravery to push in that sort of scenario, but he manages to pull it off. Now down to a Legion. A good position there. The reload. Poor timing for Sixer there, and now it's EnVyUS with 30 HP as well. Actually nails a shot. Of course he does. 2-on-1. Eco to retake the A-bomb side.
The problem on this as well is that they didn't get the secondary information before his teammate went down. They had no idea where Happy was, and he sneaks up highway. Eco walks into the open, and Envy responds. So first time we've had what I would call a reset. It's only 3 rounds bonus built up, but a round that didn't get followed up by a second. So Liquid only wins 1 on that stretch. It goes to 8-5, and this is going to make money a bit of an issue for them. They're sitting in a forced situation, but it's not ideal. JDM only had 3,200. Yeah, they're going to go for it.
I guess at this stage, you might as well.
Round 14.
Yeah, round number 14, the money's not going to be fantastic. We save either way. So you're going to have Famus's M4s and a UMP as well. I've got a couple of kits. There's some utility to work with. It's not always devastating a biter, but certainly not ideal. Happy will be boosted up quickly. He knows the money's going to be low, but the CTs might not necessarily have those incendiaries to stop him. And mid control are going to be coming in once again. And run boost towards the A side of the map here. Nitro is to be pivotal here to hold off this presumably A-sided attack. You can see them actually working up towards Highway and Squeaky Door as well. All sorts coming in.
Legion Nitro, 1-2 punch inside of the site. Talking about their entry potential, we'll see that in 2 rounds' time. But Nitro with this position for the last time, trying to put himself in the corner, didn't go boost it up, he gets caught again. Sixer finds him, spots him, and gets the early kill. That's going to leave a Legion a bit of a problem because Highway's coming off. Thankfully, there's smoke, they line up, he's got 2, almost the 3rd. As NBK fires through his teammates to do what damage he can, survives with 12. And Happy on Highway's got to turn and hold off the rotations quickly now because his teammates are in a tough position. Thankfully, he picks up one, goes for a fast switch. That costs him because Pimp walks out, but leaves him in the open. JDM goes down to EnVyUS. It's Pimp versus 2, bomb down. AWP in Kenny's hands, going to be peeking after the flash, and it's going to close the round as well.
Yeah, good teamwork there from EnVyUS to finish things off, and Happy always in those sort of positions where he's in the perfect timing for the rotations to come in. You know he's going to be doing it, but he always seems to find one every time, at least with the chance of the triple spray down there. Came very close to doing it as well, dinked MBK, but the round felt like it was over at that point. Just Pimp now with the Famus, and EnVyUS. Flashbang comes in with a teammate, picks him off, and he's been having a great game so far. We go into the final round here. There was the force buy in the previous one. Liquid obviously have to do the same for this one. It's not going to be as strong though, of course. It's going to be 4, 5, 7s, and Pimp, he's the only one with any sort of real weaponry here. He's got the UMP in hand, and maybe another stack coming in at this point. He goes pushing for the smoke, but he gets tagged down to 40 HP. Presumably going to die here, but ELEAGUE does somehow find the kill on towards Happy in the boost position.
ELEAGUE's just finding these opportune moments with less than ideal weaponry, time and time again, and that is an important aspect to winning unlikely rounds and games in that case, considering the economy. How it works in CS. Unfortunately, it's not necessarily going to be converted in this case. They do pick up a second kill in JDM after Hiko goes down. It remains with a man advantage, and JDM's got the AWP still to work with, playing aggressively with it at B main. Just goes back just before the opportunity would have come in, but they run boost it, so it's probably best that he backed away. Nade goes through. Picked up a UMP from Pimp, gets in the corner, and JDM closing off that shot, leaves Apex alone nearly through the smoke, finding his intended target. Knows he's there because he's still trying to push him out with utility. MBK thankfully getting one in mid is going to give them a better chance to still man down though, so they actually could do this with 51 seconds. Bomb down inside of the site, good flash. Pimp gets back around and then it's onto MBK, who does have the AK, but there's a armor on all three players. Lovely headshot onto Pimp as he walks through the vent.
And here we go then, 40 seconds to work over MBK. Given his position away, but so much time to play with. He has got the smoke and Molotov as well. The Molotov going to be key in this situation if he needs to choose which part of the map he's going to flush out at this point. They have got the bomb, and what a shot that is to take down the AWP as well. Now up to Nitro, 1 versus 1. This will be the 4th kill for MBK if he pulls this off. 23 seconds remain.
Nitro wants to go for this.
Oh, so perfect. He's cleared up and the smoke down as well.
And he's only got the pistol. He was the only one that didn't get a gun out of this. He'll have heard him pick up, crossover. No doubt has information now to work with, but MBK 8 seconds. He's going to tap it. That's the only time he's going to have to do that. It's going to be a full commitment. Nitro's got a chance to walk in. Is he going to get there in time? Just barely.
That's a real problem for MBK. He goes to the fake plan at that point, trying to bait him out, and Nitro plays it to perfection at that point. Once he hasn't committed, he has to go for the plan. There's only 5 seconds remaining, and then Nitro knows he's won the round. It could either, the only way MBK can win that situation, he goes for another fake plan and hope he pushes him at that stage, but doesn't decide to do that. This was the opening of the round. ELEAGUE, like I said, somehow winning that duel against Happy. Obviously, he's boosted up. JDM with the AWP doing some good work. Nitro after MBK's a valiant attempt there at the 1 versus 4 situation. That was a great shot there, but Nitro, very, very well played indeed. It will be 9-6 to finish the first half. I would say after going down 3-0, it was a difficult game for Liquid. Obviously, the opening one for them at this major, but
4-0, in fact.
4-0, yeah.
More precise.
Yeah, well, I think that's a decent comeback, all things considered. We started to see a bit more dynamic play from JDM overall. They seemed quite disciplined as a team when they were in the situations they had the upper hand. They weren't giving rounds away. It didn't seem like there was too many silly moments there, which is something they've been known to do, especially in these previous tournaments we've seen with Pimp coming into the lineup. So it's still anyone's game at this point. EnVyUS with the lead, 9-6. Pistol though, Liquid get that straight back into this game. That could potentially mean 9-9, and we have a real game on our hands here. So we'll have a look at the buys coming in. And actually, Matt, why don't you talk us through the stats just before?
Well, I can do that. I think the most important one is the one on top: average damage per round. The fact that ELEAGUE, both these guys for that matter, are essentially, whether or not they're converting it to a kill, but killing in damage 1 player a round.
Yes.
Think about the assist and how much help that does for your teammates. I like that. That's huge.
It's why it's a more beneficial stat than just pure kills, right? Because you can see what kind of impact they're actually having to every single round. Average damage per round. So anything like above the kind of the 85 mark, that's considered very, very good indeed. You can see one of the players there at 99, so that's very strong performance in the first half, and we'll see whether they can continue into the second here.
And 2 rounds that stick out for me individually on the Liquid side. Round 5, I guess it was, they were down 4-0, so round 5, when they didn't have weapons, JDM holds up B solo with a pistol. That was the start of them getting back into it, but then of course ELEAGUE MP9 boost.
At least with the MP9, that was something quite special. We don't want to talk about highlight moments with an MP9 that much in CSGO, but he suddenly made it work. To be fair, that was a breakdown of communication, I think, from EnVyUS at that point. The fact he got that kill on the boost, and then he goes behind, and Kenneth doesn't seem to be aware, and there's a player in lockers as well. I feel like maybe they were panicking, or someone maybe has one of those calls where they get a bit angry first before they give the real information over, and didn't anticipate that ELEAGUE would be that quick to actually push behind. Regardless, still was a bit of an issue overall, but 9-6, and I think now we are going to be ready for the second half. Teams do have the option, Matt, in between to have some time to talk over and mull over the first half, up to 5 minutes, which we don't normally ever see the 5 minutes, but it is available if you want to.
Interestingly enough as well, it's been absolutely forever since it's been implemented, but this is the first major with the new coaching rule, which is essentially what everyone switched to match. We didn't have the 3rd major in 2016. It's been 5 months, so teams are fully adjusted. So that extra 5 minutes does actually help, because remember, you've only got the 4 30-second timeouts when the coach can talk. Aside from the halftime, obviously, so that brings Zeus back into it. Sixer takes up 1, backs away, but it brings Kenny into the play, and they overcommit. Kenny's got 3. Finally, he'll go down to ELEAGUE. Hiko's going to respond, but Sixer steps back up, and it's down to just Hiko remaining. We often talk about Hiko. The games when he has big numbers are usually because he's required to clutch. The games when he's quiet, it's because they're dominating early in the rounds. This time, he won't be able to pull it back, and MBK will convert the 2nd pistol now for Envy.
This is exactly why we saw EnVyUS with the run boost and the pistol round on their B attack in the first half. You do that run boost because when you go in the corner, you're actually trying to take off the aim of this first CT. You're having someone jump around. It's such a crazy angle. They can't just sit there picking off heads here. Kenny has from the headshot angle, looking very confident indeed there, I have to say. Didn't look too challenged, and with the silent USP, it's mowing down the terrorists as they come in. It comes down to that first shot, really. You need to be instantly replying, but unfortunately, Liquid can't find the headshot required. It's going to be 10-6 here. And in terms of the force buy, once again, let's get the bomb down there. You'd assume most terrorist sides of force buy with Tech 9s and armor in the second round here, especially when you don't get the bomb down, but they're actually going to be going with Zeus's new game plan, it seems, of keeping the money strong for the gun rounds here regardless. whether they get the bomb down or not. It's going to be Deagles, no armor, no nades. No kills found just yet. It's going to be ELEAGUE that drops first in the hands of Apex, and Pimp boosted up. I'm going to be known to be a very decent Deagle player, and Cash certainly lends itself to giving you some options for some long-range potential here. This is what a perfect example, that boost position towards a connector. Apex knows how troublesome this can be. That's why he's only got the knives out now. Just be jumping up, looking for pixels, and then he won't necessarily be challenging there. Just wants to get the call for his teammates. Okay, they are trying to get some mid-control at this point.
Happy up close as well to the A.
Yeah,
main entry. So as you say, that was closer than you think.
He's dancing with the devil here, Matt. Like, he gets himself down to 36 HP. I'm not sure why I keep jumping and giving him opportunity, but he does manage to stay alive, so I guess it's fine. Pimp does manage to get the mid control with 50 seconds remaining and no nades. That's a real problem on a map like Cash. You've got so many choke points as you go into these bomb sites, and now Pimp presumably will be getting his head blown off. We'll see what happens here. Maybe a B split. We have got one player in Sunroom, and Pimp making his way back towards the vent.
Eco going to head back over with bomb to B as well. So if they get through the vents, go for the split play. They have to contend with the fact that Kenny's waiting in the corner. Remember, Hiko paid him a favor from his position exactly like that. He gets two, goes one better, finds the third as well. He's got 6 kills in the first 2 rounds. His money's big, assist on the last one as well. So AWP more than ready for Kenny at this point in time.
But might not necessarily come out.
Well, there's no need to just
exactly
yet.
Right. So these are the really interesting rounds. You have this sort of lead. This is definitely like a bonus round. At this point, you've got 2 SMGs left over. You've got Orpa, who can certainly buy an AWP if he wants to. But I think at this point, you want to just try and crush your economy and send a message out to your opposition. It's with the lead as well. You can justify keeping these SMGs. So Kenny S on the MP7, happy with the UMP, and we'll see. This is the sort of round that should be redundant at this stage. You can see it's going to be Tech 9s, PD50s. They'll probably keep all 5 players alive, and that's when we'll see whether that bonus round really will come out. Towards A, Liquid will go. They have 1 smoke, 2 smokes in fact, so you can smoke off towards quad or highway, or you can do highway and the left-hand side of the bomb side as well and try and just segregate any CTs might be waiting for them. But happy, it looks like he wants to push here. Right, he comes in, good damage, but ELEAGUE takes him down.
Good shot from ELEAGUE. Better position from NBK though as they try and get out the doorway, and this is his spot. It is literally called NBK for teams callouts for this reason, because he gets into this fence, he knows exactly how to peek it, he knows the angles to perfection. He's 2 kills already. Now that flash changes things, but still through the flash he manages to pick up Nitro, and Hiko jumps through and greeted with the same fate. 4 kills from his position.
Yeah, it's quite rare to have a position on the map that's such an important position named after a specific player. We had it in other games as well. Like
we have the Bard off on this map as well.
We do have the Bard off on this one, not so commonly used. But yeah, it's definitely up there in terms of callouts. But yes, NBK doing a good job here. Not really much to hold off against. Like we said, there's the smoke, so they went for the quad and highway smoke, but NBK, like you said, holding them off in emphatic fashion there. 12-6, and okay, so we do have the upgrades coming in from EnVyUS there. We did speculate whether they do that bonus round mentality. They've actually gone for, I guess if you're going to say winning the game and is getting the rounds on the board, this would be the safer option. Yes, it's a little bit more crushing to the economy overall, but it's certainly the idea. Get Kenny S on one of his best maps, let's give him the AWP, and let's just actually close this one up. While we're
I just want to touch on it because obviously the majors and obviously our numbers are fantastic already. It brings a lot more viewers that may not follow the scene as regularly. So previously timeouts were 2 per game.
Yep.
They were 2 minutes long, and your coach could talk during the timeouts and during the game. So he could essentially strat call. They've switched that as of August, I think just after the player break is when it first was implemented, so that coaches can no longer strat call and talk during live time. They can only talk before the game, halftime, and during one of 4 30-second timeouts. And the reason I bring it up is because we just had a technical, which means the coach still cannot talk to his team during that technical timeout. And
just to know, obviously it was a bit of a controversial thing at the time, but this is the way Counter-Strike should be. The pressure of being an in-game leader, that's what it should be. You should be able to, it's like it's spinning plates, right? You've got to perform at a professional level and coordinate your teammates as well into the tactics you see best fitting for the situation. And I think that's the way Counter-Strike should be played. And I think it was a nice move. Now everyone has adjusted. It's actually working out quite nicely. But here we go then. Kenny S looking to get aggressive here. Flashbang towards A main, but Hiko, he knows that the CTs are going to be pushing at this point, and maybe get caught out. It's very, very aggressive here indeed, but comes out on top of the Famas there. Gets the 5-on-4. The CTs have done their work at this point. I'm not sure why they keep extending, but there it is. NBK gets punished, and when you have those 5-on-4s, especially on the CT side, you just want to be falling back. You've shut down any sort of tactic or set piece that Liquid had in mind at the start of the round, and they kept pushing there. It was just relentless at that point. 4-on-4 now, Liquid with a chance, and 6 has gone down to 9 HP.
Well, that's exactly it. Worse still, it was NBK that went down, not Sixers, so Sixers still bleeding out in this situation, so it's 4 versus 4 with the HP advantage heavily on the side of Liquid. Good position for Kenny S, though, nearly gets the opportunity. The second guy jumps up, and he's not quite set for it, just misses, but gets a read that that they have mid and vent control, so immediately rotates back over, nearly catches his teammate on fire, but perhaps they'll overlook that because of it if they even get entered in that far. And Kenny, uncharacteristic to miss these shots. JDM is able to adjust accordingly, take him down. ELEAGUE follows it up. It's just down to a 2 versus 2, and one of those two players, it's Sixers still with the 9 HP. Thankfully, Apex steps up to find 2 of his own, but he's on 40. It's just ELEAGUE. Bomb down inside of the site. It's to his left. He's got to grab that, get in position, and they can wait this out. They can play it correctly, but he finds the headshot position toward Apex. Peek back in. Sixers low, and that's going to cost them. That's from the beginning of the round to the end. That was their detriment.
And ELEAGUE with 4 frags overall. Lovely work from him. It was a back and forth round for sure. And here's the replays there. Like you said, Kenny S with a couple of key misses there. Difficult shots to watch him. It's like you said, he's normally so good at those sort of even pixel shots. You can see he's disappointed in himself, giving the calls off there as he goes down. We thought he was going to get at least a couple at that point, but unable to pull them off, and we'll go down to 12-7 at this point. I think we do have a timeout.
The interesting thing as well is, like you said, they didn't want to play that bonus mentality, so if they lose the bonus round, they leave themselves with more money, play a longer game. Now this becomes the last buy and a chance to break from Liquid. Now that said, they've got a lot of reinvestment as well.
Just to discuss that idea as well of why I'm pointing out, they went for the squeaky door push there, EnVyUS. They get the first kill right, and the reason I say is why you normally stop at that point, you have the man advantage. In terms of, I'm concerned as an in-game leader, that's your aggressive push completed at that stage. As soon as you go any further and it comes down to the equal 4-on-4, especially with 6 on low HP, that actually is an advantage to the terrorists. A 4-on-4, it might sound like an equal situation, it's actually not. It means the defense have to spread a lot thinner, and obviously the terrorists, the attackers, can group up and have a stronger attack towards a particular area. So that's why I really disagree with that idea of MBK pushing further when they didn't have to. Yes, they had lesser weaponry, but I think a 5-on-4 is a blessing in some situations as we go into round number 20 here. There was a lot of damage done to the economy of Liquid. You can see that by after winning the round, it still was a 1-on-1 situation. So they have an MP7 and a UMP themselves. They lose this round. It is a full reset. So still Kenny S on that AWP, but he does not have head armor. And normally not a huge issue against the terrorists, but there are 3 SMGs out for Liquid, so that could actually be a bit of a problem.
Throwing flashbang.
JDM will be the one. Hold the angle as they get ever closer to the B site. Molotov extending out in front of the doorway. Hiko just trying to hold them in position over toward A. We saw that 2-pronged approach quite often from them on this map. And he's got 3 players. That's a ton of smokes on the A side. 3 players over there. Hiko's going to go down to MBK, but that's going to buy space. They're going to know this now that there's a number of players still on that A side, so take advantage. But again, the box gets overlooked. Sixer lets them walk by, but doesn't account for 2. Pimp's able to turn it back in time. Now he has to get bomb and get it down because they only have 2 players remaining. Kenny, not able to catch him in the cross, is going to allow it. So this will now mean Liquid has to be very solid in Apex position and timing. Perfect. JDM down, Pimp stuck on the site. They know it. 4 players going to come in on to him, converge in one location with tons of information. Very simple retake for EnVyUS.
Kenny S does burn there towards the end of the round. Regardless, I could be very happy with that victory. We said it was a big round for Liquid going forward. I do like their idea of what they went there. They did the full execution towards the A side, but you know what? They went for the fake back towards B. I think I would prefer them actually go commit with the execution there. You've got the SMGs. Let's try and push in and segregate any potential AWPers that could be in that sort of position. It was quite a technical maneuver from them. One that certainly did not pay off. All the smokes come in. The players who are actually trying to sell the fake, Hiko and ELEAGUE, they go down instantaneously. Back towards B we go, and at that point it's very obvious as to what's going down, and EnVyUS run away with it. So I think we have another pause coming in. You are allowed 4 per team, so you got to take these every chance you get. There's Zeus, of course. I guess he's a relatively new coach. I think it was Pro League we first... Not Pro League, that's the last event.
That was the last event he played with.
It was the event after
just
that,
after.
Which escapes me. But that's when we first saw him coming in. It wasn't officially announced at that point, but he's been kind of following the team around. It's basically been brought in for this event, this major. We knew he was coming to this. And 13-7, a big round. Money certainly not working in their favor. They get the bomb down. That's an extra $800 per player, but the loss bonus not there at all. So I think they're going for a little partial buy here. Some deagles, PD50s, and a little bit of utility. 3 smokes. They're going to try and get the bomb down here without the commitment from the armor. You can see that it's not necessarily the objective to win the round. Just get that bomb down and give them a more promising position going forward into the next round.
So 6 are waiting. The AK in hand will drop inside of the site with lots of smokes deployed already onto B. That's going to call for a rotation from Apex to help Sixers position. He'll play on Heaven now, looking away to try and dodge out potential flashbangs, one of which does go down. He's going to do so accordingly, and reset with his aim. 3 for him as he sprays, finding the 4th potentially. 10 HP though. He's got to get backed away, and it's MBK that'll come in to close it. 2 rounds to go for Envy. And remember, what is a change in format at the major? 2 groups of 8 Swiss systems, so they'll move into the upper side of things if they can close this.
I've been loving the Swiss system, I have to say. At the qualifier, it makes things super exciting. The matchup's changing. You can't prepare for a teammate necessarily weeks in advance and stuff. I love that kind of aspect to it. I think it makes a really exciting tournament. But here we go, the round number 22. Liquid now can't really take another eco here. They're going to have to go for the force buy, and it's AK sure, but Hiko just with the Galil. They are limited. No Molotovs. That's actually quite a massive deal on cash. This is a map that's very reliant on flushing CTs out and making them into situations where they don't necessarily want to face but have to when there's only been flushed out. So maybe a set piece coming in and he's going to line up for smokes. So this is what he wanted to see. Cash, certainly a map where you can be dynamic as the AWP. It's Kenny S closing himself in there. Okay, so he's trying to suggest he's fallen back.
He wants to bait them with noise because he took one shot. Normally you would. He shuts that door up, but JDM's not bought it. Flashes in, and this is where... Oh, Kenny, all right! That's where you get caught and down to go, but none of it's Kenny. What a shot! As JDM meets his maker, he's going to sit back as well behind this smoke, able to get in position again. They're still trying to find entries. Hiko's got NBK, and so buy them some space to wrap around toward highway side. But unfortunately, the timing off because they've got a player at truck. It's going to be Sixer waiting to hold that position. Nitro does sit and wait, and Kenny gets a little bit impatient. That's going to give Hiko a chance to pull this back 1 versus 1, but he's 38 HP versus 100 on Apex. Headshot potential, not going to find it. It goes to map point, and Kenny, my God, that was nuts.
It just seems like every time, even when you do the perfect thing, JDM couldn't have thrown a better flashbang at this point. You think, okay, there's no way Kenny can certainly find this kill. Well, of course, he does. Turns around, nails it, falls back as well. I love the idea of him closing the door. Like, it's very rare to see a player locking them in that sort of situation, but you can see what he's trying to do there. He's suggesting he's fallen back, and JDM, he's still scared. It's Kenny S, and of course, he still prevails, and we go into potentially the last round here. 15-7 has to be Tech9s and UMP to keep Liquid alive here, and 8 rounds in a row just to pause overtime. EnVyUS off the back of a victory at WESG and WESG, what's the name of it? Yeah, and
yeah,
looking better,
which was a massive prize pool in Shanghai,
the biggest of all time, I believe.
Yeah, shocking, but it was obviously you had to play with national teams only, so it became difficult.
That was the slight caveat in terms of winning that tournament, but
hey, good shape-up event for them to come here.
Sure.
Especially if rumors exist with the French side. Is this going to be their last tournament? We don't know. ELEAGUE takes down Sixer. Good start for the entries. We haven't seen a lot of those entries, remember. Something we talked about as a strong suit for Team Liquid, but they've not had money. They've not had much to work with at all this half. Bomb down. Man advantage. Finally, time to convert. Happy's already spotted doing what he does best, trying to come in late and catch them off on rotations. And a flank play, but spotted off. He's slowed down. That's going to bring Kenny's AWP back into it as he gets toward heaven, but doesn't want to commit just yet. Tries to go for another fast one. He's picked up one in the round already, not quite able to land that second shot. Apex is waiting for a flash and information to go forth and get inside of the site and support off of Kenny, but Pimp and ELEAGUE are finding the following kills.
Yeah,
and now they've got the information. I
don't think this is possible now for EnVyUS at this stage. Bomb ticking away in Apex. Actually can't find a frag at all, and he's going to be taken down. Happy waiting outside the B side. He finds Hiko, but a good job from Liquid there to keep himself alive. Maybe delaying the inevitable. We'll see what happens here going forward. Happy does manage to survive. JDM picks up a very valuable AWP. That's going to be useful for him going forward, but still some signs of life for Liquid. It's going to take now 7 in a row. They do have some money to buy, but we'll see whether they can challenge EnVyUS at this point. We'll look at the EnVyUS cash twice. Not going to be that strong. One player surviving, and they've been having some force buys themselves. This could actually got a little bit longer than intended. I think at this point, if you're EnVyUS, you don't have to force into these rounds. You're a match point. Let's just take the eco. We can see a bit of investment here, some body armor, some nades purchase. Of course, Happy was the player who survived in the previous round, so he'll be stocking up a little bit more. And now then, round number 24, 3 players towards the A side of the map, and it will be Liquid looking to push back a potential Kenny S again, but they will be available this time. So JDM may be able to actually get out of that without any problem whatsoever. So Happy boosted up. Does he go aggressive or bide his time like we saw from ELEAGUE?
Shot through. Pimp wins the duel on Happy, trying to get an early boost up. Apex does manage to fall back in time and not get caught, as he was the man that put him up. But now it's NBK. Deagle, lovely shot, looking for another as well, but ELEAGUE in too quick. And look at the flurry of frags, all favoring Team Liquid in the end. Is 3 versus 1. Kenny rotates back over, does have a kit, does have head armor, but hasn't been able to pick up any guns in this just yet. I don't think there's one down where his teammate's gone. That was the Deagle, remember, at Fork, so he's got to get inside the site without weapons, and they've already spotted his feet through the edge of the smoke down to 20 HP, and should be closed out, but another lovely shot on JDM.
And this is where you get a little bit scared now. Let's actually get the crossfire set up. Don't give anything away. Yes, he has 20 HP, but it's Kenny S, and he is a menace with the pistols as well. He can now getting a bit more confidence. He knows the bomb's getting close to actually deactivating his stage. He does find a final frag there, but still one step closer to Liquid. Now now it's only going to be 6 rounds in a row. They keep the AWP alive as well, but now the problem is EnVyUS presumably will have enough cash. Actually, it's not looking too great. They might have taken up Rico here, which is fine still. It's still yet to achieve double figures. That's going to be Team Liquid. So I think, they are going to force it. I would say this is maybe a bad decision, all things considered. KennyS has got the AWP, but you can see it's going to be a UMP for 6 and Happy on the 5-7. The French nation as a whole in CSGO definitely known to be a little bit more flamboyant with their purchases and economy control in CSGO overall, known to be very strong in these sort of situations, so you can't really argue with it, some of the results they provide. But if you're talking about winning the game overall, this could be a bit of a risk.
That's awkward. Get caught up on the edge of the smoke. They'd already had the spray locked down on MBK and Apex with the crossfire at mid, able to take 2, bomb down inside of mid as well. This becomes a massive problem on what is map point.
Yeah, that's the bomb down as well. So yeah, it's certainly a problem. That's one way of describing it. And now 5-on-3 Pimp. A lot of work to do here. MBK, control of the bomb, and this is actually a massive problem. Now they've got so much information, actually you can focus most of the arsenal towards the mid area. It's going to be down to Pimp to nail some fantastic shots. They can't do much about that. KennyS takes him down, and now a 5-on-2, and you feel like this is coming to a close. It's going to be JDM and Hiko to win a 5-on-2 situation.
Do or die. Happy already pushing forward to try and find them, gets them both in his sights, manages only 1, JDM looking in that correct direction, but it's a 1 versus 4, AWP, push out, good shot, JDM looks for another, he's got this down to 1 versus 2, over commitment and perhaps a little bit zealous to try and early end this. Another is getting it taken down to the box, what is that from JDM? The ace clutch and we stay alive. That is incredible and a massive misplay from Envy.
Horrible from them, blunder. Blunder City, this is a major. You need to be having your head on at all points. There's never a round when there's someone alive, like especially like JDM, that's...
this was a 1 versus 5.
What are they doing? They've got the bomb down here. There's absolutely no reason to justify that push at all. They're just trying to end the round early. Like, it's not like he can save the weapon. It's potentially the last round, which you're going to win anyway. Stellar stuff from JDM. Do not get me wrong, but he should not be winning that at any point in this situation. That's crazy. And EnVyUS now going to be in full tilt mode, and this is a real chance for Liquid to get back into this game. That's a disaster.
If this goes to overtime,
yep,
that is like Envy.
There's no forgiving that. That is just being sloppy. There's nothing to justify that. He can't save the weapon. It's the last round. Just hold up and guarantee the win.
2 6 shots to be fair. The one on Apex, the one on Kenny, both through the edge of the box. But man, oh man,
just shouldn't give him the opportunity.
No, not at all.
He's not even a bomb.
I can justify Happy pushing.
Yeah, like
1 out of the 5 players to get information. That's fine.
But like the fact is, he has to get to a bomb site and plant. That's when he can rush him and push him. Right? He can't win the round at that point. But when he's just in towards mid, it doesn't make any sense, and we can talk about it a little bit more just because they are on pistols now. But this is when they start arguing a little bit, and it could fall apart. And Liquid are going to be revitalized now after a big ace clutch. JDM showing they are still in this game. They can still do it. And now it will be another round, presumably going in their favor. They have got the 5-on-4. And just pistols holding the ace right here. Happy though, does some damage, but taken down by Hiko. Going to get chimes in with the CZ, but you feel like this is going to be going in Liquid's favor. It's going to be a bit sloppy, but still have the man advantage for now.
We've seen game ends in sloppy rounds like this all the time after momentum shifts. This Kenny's going to trade back on Nitro. It leaves him in a 1 versus 2. He's got an AK picked up, does not have armor. That's the main fact in this, and good positioning from Pimp, because Bomb was still in transition toward B. That brings us to 11, but Envy has money again this time to try and maybe with more discipline, close this out.
Yeah, if this game somehow goes to overtime, Matt, that round's going to haunt them for a very long time. Obviously, previous major champions, but it's been a bumpy road for them since then, and I think that's a polite way to describe it. As we go into round number 27 here, KennyS back on the AWP, but he's glass cannon, for anyone who's not familiar with the term injury by all but no armor. There was the AWP for JDM going towards that mid-pip. We saw a similar decision from 6-on-4. You only go for it, you beat the smoke there. It's very unlikely you actually do make it in time, but sometimes you can get there and take that first CT crossing towards white box, but not meant to be this time for the terrorists, but a bit of aggression from the CTs here towards B stores, and you can see KennyS boosted up with the AWP. That's a strange position with the AWP. We'll see whether he can actually get anything going with this one. We'll fall back, get to whoever's live just about there. Glass cannon AWP especially as well. If he gets touched by one of those AK bullets, his scope goes straight up into the air. We call it aim punch, and he's almost certainly dead.
Flashbang.
It's a big factor as well when you see clutch situations on an eco where someone picks up a gun and you think, oh, they've got such a chance, but the aim punch,
yes,
you have to consider it.
Well, at this point, we're just feeling the map out, but they know the money's not going to be in a great situation for EnVyUS. Glass cannon, we've already mentioned that. No real utility remaining. Some flashbangs, one smoke, that's it. A minute to work with, and we have got smokes, Molotovs, flashes for Liquid as well, and the JDM AWP.
The JDM op. I'll have one of those, please.
Wow.
After that round.
Yeah.
I'll take 2 if you've got them. Kenny, meanwhile on his AWP, had a lovely shot earlier on towards Squeaky. He's going to post up behind box watch vent, which is blown out. They've Molotov'd it back, and 6 are found. Kenny's on his own, misses the first shot. They know he's there. This is a utility position, so easily they'll Molotov him off. Leash collects him as he tries to move out. Better kill on Apex as well as he shuffles a step forward and looks toward the generator. So 4 versus 2, inside sight, bomb to go down, rotate coming around from both mid and heaven, and I think they're going to post and look for exits because they're not going to have money in the next round.
Okay. This is the real test now for EnVyUS. Running around, building out for Liquid, and we can see 2 weapons trying to be saved for EnVyUS at this point. It's pretty much an unwinnable situation. They have got 1 kit, but just a couple of flashbangs and a perfect round from Liquid, I have to say. Just baiting out as much utility as they can from EnVyUS at the start of the round, actually getting decent map control as well, sticking as a unit, and using the Molotovs correctly towards checkers. You see Kenny S, glass cannon, misses that first shot. He has had some big rounds as well, but he's had some big misses, not necessarily for most players, but for what we expect from him. He hasn't been landing everything so far as we go into the last few stages around number 27 here. Let's go to go the full distance, it seems, when it seemed like EnVyUS actually were running away with this game. And 1v5 clutch from JDM. Here's the Molotov coming in perfectly timed at that point. Kenny has to face it. He's just waiting for him now. Nice work overall from him. So then round number 28, it's 15-12, and now EnVyUS with a decision to make. I think they are just about maximum loss bonus. Yes, they are out of this round, so that means if you lose 5 rounds in a row, you get more and more money as the rounds go on to a maximum of 5 when you get $3,400. That's not actually enough to buy as a CT team. You need to have a couple of those in the bank to actually get a full buyout. They save a couple of M4s, but this is another difficult situation for them. I think they'll take the pause, which they are, and decide, do we buy into this round? I would say no. Even with this 2 we saved M4s, I think you'd be looking to win this game, close it out properly. You don't want to be forcing with FAMASs, UMPs, maybe even a scout. We haven't seen any of those yet, but I would say this. Let's use M4s now, do all we can, try and make it a close round. Regardless of the money, I think this is like almost a throwaway round for EnVyUS. It's definitely potential to do some damage with those M4s, but I'll be looking towards the future here and not force buying into it. Use that maximum loss bonus to your benefit going forward and just close this one out, which should have already been closed. Like, this game should be over, but yeah, this is what majors are all about.
You know what? Yeah, major moments. There's one that's not going to be forgotten anytime soon. If that was a playoff moment, that's your new graffiti.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the AWP player and Liquid gave us last time on this map.
Absolutely.
But then that's Counter-Strike. That's what we love. Those unlikely situations. That is a memorable moment regardless of what happens.
Even if it's horrible CS, for reasons I described. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's why we love CS. With that kind of emotion and seeing how teams can recover from those kind of blunders being made.
Double smoke inside sight leaves a gap towards Squeaky, and Happy nearly spots that from slide boost. But they back away instead to cover highway because they know there's a chance mid's taken over. They don't get a read on it early enough. There's a late rotation from ELEAGUE to get in that position. Rotation coming around, and it's actually going to be pimped to get Apex. They've opened up the site well. MBK can't do anything on rotation. Kenny, the only one with a kill at this point, goes to the Deagle. And this is going to go 15-13. We're going to be 2 rounds difference, and overtime is creeping in as a real possibility. Now, there will be money again that next time for Envy.
It was 15-7 at one point, man.
Absolutely true.
So normally it's Liquid on the receiving end of this sort of punishment, getting themselves towards map point and then the massive comeback in, they can't close the game out. They're normally on the receiving end. This time, they could be the tormentors here, and it looks like they're making a convincing case to do so. It's going to be a 4-on-2. It was an eco from EnVyUS. There was 2 weapons there in terms of M4s, but only able to really do anything with them. Just finding 1 kill towards Nitro. It's Kenny S and Sixer looking to recover any fallen weaponry here. I don't think they'll be able to find much. It's going to be Sixer looking at any players towards Squeaky Door here, but unable to find much. But Kenny S, that's a hell of a shot. Okay, then JDM gets taken down. Are they looking for more here? Rico.
Nice.
Oh,
done. That
is very nice, actually. Good awareness. I don't think he'll be saving the AWP here. The bomb might just explode. Will he make it? Oh. Did he make it?
We switched up. He died. Okay, so he doesn't have it. I'm looking at the overlay like, does he have it? Does he have it? No, he doesn't. But he does have the money to buy another one now. Keep in mind, Hiko is someone that's been relatively quiet. ELEAGUE, as always in majors, sits on 30 right now, top of the server. MBK on 28. Hiko's only had 15 and hasn't had to have those moments because they've started to come alive. But if he can start to have those good snappy aim moments,
yeah,
that's the player. That's like the X factor right now, I think, for Liquid.
Well, here we go then. Round number 29. EnVyUS, like I said, maximum loss bonus 2 times now, and it's going to be more aggressive play from Kenny S here towards the start.
The other thing as well is we talk about ELEAGUE usually playing second fiddle to Nitro. That's definitely swapped over the last 5 months or so because Nitro's only on 11, and he's normally your primary entry.
Yeah, after 28 rounds, that's certainly a quiet game for Nitro overall. EnVyUS did go aggressive towards A main at the start of this round, trying to hunt out that first frag. We know he is very good at that indeed, but not going to be the case this time. No real awareness gathered as he pushed into that position. He has to fall back now, can't really sit in the A main position too long. And we can see this is a pretty heavy default from Liquid overall. JDM waiting for any sort of CT aggression to come in. He'll be holding up and seeing if the CTs will be walking to his cross at this point. Nitro, like we said, quiet game from so far, but just one round where he can find a couple of frags could redeem all failures in the past.
Quick Molotov to box this time. No one overlooking it this late in the game. Nitro, we said it, he's got to find those entries. Does damage, but that's all he gets. And they've still got posted up positions. It is ELEAGUE who follows in the footsteps at always and finds the kills. Make it 2. Good play from him. Looking for the third, and ELEAGUE is always stepping up. We might have 15-14. Not done yet. Kenny's still got an AWP. And Sixer's still on the play, but there's only one kit between them. And Kenny with flames in front is going to get pushed back. They're already saving. This is going to go down to the 30th round after being 15-7. Remarkable stuff, and it all comes on the back of JDM.
Yeah, that one round map, normally we kind of point this out and I make a big fuss about it, and then it just ends the next round regardless, but this looks like it could be so detrimental. If this goes to overtime, how pumped are Liquid going to be? We're sat right next to them, right? We can see they've been like very quiet, and now ever since that round's happened, they seem to have come to life. They've been invigorated, it seems. They want to win this match, and they're showing they can perform at major levels without Simple. And so far, after going down 15-7 and looking to go into overtime as well, it's showing great mental fortitude. EnVyUS and Sixer do save their weapons here. Maximum loss bonus, still potential, but we do go into round number 30 here. And what a game it's been. Very back and forth, and ELEAGUE, another sensational round from him as he pushes towards the B-bomb side, eviscerates every opponent in his way. It's Happy pushing through the smoke at this point, and what a round that was from ELEAGUE overall. Lovely stuff from him, and Happy, the in-game leader, he's got to be feeling the stress at this point, and that picture certainly gives you an idea of what's going on in the EnVyUS camp right now. One round to get us to overtime, and I kind of hope Liquid can do it, just so we can see the fireworks go off here.
And it's not like we have groups of death anymore where you could be thrown down into a very unfavorable situation. It is Swiss. Still a chance a team can fight through the Swiss system, as Envy did in the qualifier, no less. Let's not forget they came from 0-2, I think it was, in their situation.
Yeah, it's certainly not as detrimental a loss as the GSL format.
It still can be tough, though, because we saw what happened with NIP. You get put in a bad game in a bad time.
Yep.
1 or 2 upsets the entire bracket.
It's true. That's what makes it so cool, though, right? That's what, like, you never know what's going to happen in every game. It's so dangerous. That's what's cool about the Swiss format. But still, here we go then. Round number 30, Liquid. So far, 15-7. They've clawed their way back into it. All thanks to JDM and that magnificent clutch. And we can see now the EnVyUS buy. They have 2 kits and not many grenades. And Liquid are going to be aware of this as well, that it's biding their time, baiting out and flushing out the CTs. So we said those Molotovs very important. JDM just giving calls to his teammates that certain positions are clear, and he's getting intel.
Wall of smoke inside mid, crisscross, as you call them, to open up vents. Gives them a real possibility for a split onto B. Happy's trying to find information from Z Connector and spot this to get headshots, but can't land them. In fact, he comes out tagged worse, down to just 65. Not a big deal just yet, but good counter flashes. That'll hold off the main approach, and JDM's got to try and cross through smoke, get his AWP in a position where he can find an opening, and they're looking hesitant at this point in time.
30 seconds remaining as well. This next kill going to mean absolutely everything, and Apex gets it, but there's an answer from JDM straight away.
He goes the one to go down. ELEAGUE is still up, still looking for entries. Smoke slowly dissolving. He's got to find the headshot, and Happy does it, but Happy gets JDM. It's Nitro to follow. Trades go both directions, and ELEAGUE does manage to shuffle and scurry all the way to the headshot. Crosses with bomb, and Kenny's not able to collect. This will now put bomb down with 10 seconds left in the round, and Pimp, he's not crossed over. They don't have full information as to where he is, and they're going to work together. They want to work trades. Let Kenny go first with the op. If he finds an opening, excellent. If not, Sixer's got to get a trade in. Better still finds the headshot lineup potential, though, and ELEAGUE, he's put them in overtime, and he gets 35 kills in regulation to do it.
Unbelievable scenes. ELEAGUE, what a hero he has been. Yes, JDM had that sick clutch, but 35 frags in regulation time. Godlike performance from ELEAGUE, and it's a 2 versus 1 to take us to overtime. We thought it was over. Sixer getting the penultimate frag there, but it wasn't quite enough. They line up for him, and there it is. The hero that got them into this game in the first place. JDM celebrates as we go into overtime, and EnVyUS can't believe it. And what a round. Let's discuss that before. It was a done game. This one was over. 15-7. They had a 1v5 situation. They threw it away. They actually got themselves in a position where it was impossible to lose, and they ran at him, gave him the frags, and now we have overtime. EnVyUS got to take a long, hard look at themselves here, take as much time as possible to recalibrate.
So here's the graffiti. Just put 1 kill with an X over there. Put number 2 there. The third graffiti, just put a third one there.
Yeah.
Like, this is sick. Like, That shot on Apex, and this one on Kenny as well. Kenny's posted up. He flashes it in, and Kenny just sits there and doesn't even know it. I don't even mind the language.
Yeah.
You know what? I approve.
Yeah,
I would have been saying the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's not a family show right now.
Not right now. Well, certainly not for EnVyUS. I can't imagine what kind of language is being used over in that camp. I'd imagine French, but maybe you know what I mean.
Good insight.
You know what I mean. But yes, now this is where Liquid really comes to life. They're going to be super pumped here after coming back 15-7, and EnVyUS, they're going to be in the dumps. They'll be thinking they threw this game away. If they lose this, they're going to be rocked as a team. We already know there's certain rumors and speculations going on as to what's happening to this team afterwards. And if they were to lose this game, it could be tournament over. They could just be so far removed as a team.
Yeah. Instant crumble. I mean, they were so far ahead, and they said they were so confident coming into this. Like, just came off the WESG win. They had this 15-7. They looked very in control. In fact, I thought Liquid looked quite lost. It's moments like these and games like these, like, as you say, if you think Envy can crumble, Liquid, as we've seen from runs at the previous two majors, could just suddenly come alive and find that magic major form that they have on this alone.
So I would have said down to that clutch alone, you give the MVP performance and regulation towards JDM, but ELEAGUE, here we go then. What a game that was. 120 ADR, Matt. That's absolutely nuts. That's a very, very, very good ADR to have. 35 frags. MBK, good performance to him overall as well, but not quite enough to finish the game off here. And we do make a massive point about that one round where they're just running at them. We saw the replay, and I think that's going to be put in a lot of frag movies to come for many years to come, I would say. And ELEAGUE now looking a lot happier than he did in the first half. They were looking a very disjointed Liquid, what we're used to seeing the last few months, but coming to life after that clutch moment. And now I feel like the advantage goes towards them.
And it's not even that the comeback happened. It's how Envy allowed it.
Exactly.
With that round. Like, that is, you can't live that down. You can't. You have to win this game if you're Envy right now, or you're literally not going to get that out of your head until the end of this tournament, whenever that is, whether it's early or late at this point.
What a game this has turned out to be. It seemed like it was a bit lackluster when it was 15-7. Before, Liquid had some decent rounds, but they're looking jovial now. As we'll be getting into this one, let's just explain the overtime format that works. It is $10,000 per player, and we play best of 3. So it means it's the first, essentially, to 19 at the top of the board. So 15-15, everything's fully reset. Essentially, this is now like a new game. It's called overtime, and this is where the pressure starts to mount, and certainly the economy does play a factor here as well. If you go for double orb setup for the CTs, for example, that means you could potentially have pistols going into that third round of the first half.
And usually this is reading it a bit, but you stay on the same side that you finished regulation on.
Yep.
So if you start on the harder side and you're more warmed up to it, it sometimes can be a slight advantage, because then the other team has to swap back over, get used to, in let's say NB's case, get used to calling again and working in tandem to try and take over bomb sites, and it sometimes can catch you off from that one round in overtime that matters so much. If they hit 18-18, we do it again. That goes without saying. We hit double overtime, and we've seen lots of those over the time as well in Counter-Strike. You and I in particular have seen many multiple overtimes.
We have indeed. Yeah, I think we have the record for longest ever game on LAN. It got close to being. I think it got close to being beaten in the minor recently with James and Damara. I think it was close to being beaten, but not quite.
Surprising. It's the minors that do it.
Yeah. But anyway, it's going to be an exciting overtime, and we'll see whether there's any adjustments for EnVyUS here. To be fair, they were having a great game up until that one round, and I think at that point that it's understandable why some teams do crumble, and you can start arguing, and like I said, a team in turmoil, potential roster changes coming in after this one. They're not necessarily going to be having that brotherly love right now. Could be getting themselves in a place where arguments certainly going to be prevalent as we go into it now then. 15-15, all things tied up. A fantastic performance in Liquid after being 15-7 down. They actually did it. As we go into this one, we'll have a look at the buy. Just a single orb setup here, and you can see, just to anyone who's new to this again, the CTs will not be buying head armor across the board. You know there's going to be no SMGs. You'll be up against AKs, which is a one-shot kill regardless, so that's how you save a bit of cash going forward.
It's a very slow start from Liquid. Bomb intentionally dropped inside of mid garage. Now, interestingly, it's left in connector on minimap. And let me just see if it's actually visible, because Apex is playing at Cubby. I think he can spot through and actually see that bomb. Thankfully, they've grabbed it again before the smoke dissipates, because it's just that enough information to just sit and hold the angle and maybe pick up a lucky kill off it. Flash goes over it. They've got to check this too inside mid. They're looking in, and he jumps over. They realize it. Thankfully, Pimp hits the shot, because Apex, prime position to find more than even one, and ELEAGUE is very fast. He's already up highway. They're already wrapping in. Kenny's yet to push back out from Z, and Nitro's going to hold him off and watch, but MBK's going to make the play. Headshot position potential was there, but only gets one. ELEAGUE trades it back, but he's left in the open. Happy gets traded from Hiko. It's down to Sixer. First round might go to Liquid in this overtime, but Sixer's got something to say of it. Takes down Nitro with a good headshot, and bomb's not yet planted. In fact, it's down on highway. They've got to smoke it off just to get toward it, and Sixer's going to try and take advantage of this. He should hear them grab that and potentially, if they're not careful, run back, which means he could actually pop out. They're both looking the wrong direction. Finds the first already. Got to reset. JDM up close with the AWP and smartly doesn't commit. Backs away instead. 35 seconds, though. He's still got to get toward this A site.
Yeah, he's definitely made this a real chance to actually pull this in EnVyUS' favour. Now JDM needs to decide. Does he go with the plan? Has Sixer readjusted his position? Plan comes in. Get it in the open here.
That's cost him.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that 2 seconds of time where he get caught up. Let Sixer that much closer, and JDM's not ready for it. Good clutch back. 1 versus 3. Sixer picks it up.
That's actually really, really nice play from Sixer. You could see how aware he was as to what was going on there. It's actually perfectly played from Liquid. They smoke off where the bomb was. They flash through. It's just at that moment they have a lapse of concentration, allowing him to actually push through that smoke. They think like that smoke is just completely protecting them like some sort of force build. They didn't really look towards that area. They split up, and then JDM left in a horrible scenario at that point. He loses track of Sixer's position, who actually goes all the way around towards A main as well. He takes a risk, the open plan comes through, and Sixer takes him down. And EnVyUS, I would say that was a round they were destined to lose, but Sixer stepping up just when they need him to. So a clutch going in their favour, and we're going to round number 2. Money, of course, still available. This is overtime, and JDM on the AWP in a very good spawn towards that B side as well. Could actually find something with this. Won't be overly committing, but Sixer and EnVyUS will be smoking it off as Apex gets towards events.
He's going to wait with intervent still in place. No one posted outside of Squeaky to try and get a Molotov through and force him away from that. They're just going to commit smoke out Kenny. Very aggressive position as well in that AWP, but smoked off. He's going to try and get back in the site. If they made it in the half, everyone's blind, and Kenny just barely gets away. Not quite. ELEAGUE catches him, but it leaves Apex lining them up. He's got 2 back in return. It's down to a 3 versus 3. Nitro finally comes alive and hits him late. And they have to convert this one. You can't go down too early. We talked about reset. JDM, lovely shot onto NBK. They lost a 1 versus 3. In the last round, it's the same situation here for Happy, but this time bomb already planted, and B site's a little bit harder to sneak back into.
Yeah, we'll just let you one flashback as well, but that's a start. He does do damage to JDM, but he pulls the trigger just in time and ties things up 16-16. And we go into the final round of the first half of overtime here. And it was Apex who doing some good work there from the checkers position, but not quite enough there. Nitro finding some form here. He had a very quiet game so far, but it doesn't matter. It's the final score at the end that's really look to as we go into the final round here. As I said before, still an AWP available for Kenny S, but glass cannon once more. That was a problem for him before. And in terms of grenade, we have got 3 smokes for the CTs, 1 incendiary. That's about it. It's not a great buy at all. This is the problem with the overtime for the CTs. If you lose 1 round, you are in a difficult economic situation.
Apex is waiting to boost Happy. Again, ELEAGUE this time. Attention toward it, but that Molotov goes deep. That reads Happy, gives him the chance, but ELEAGUE is posted and ready. Does get the headshot and 1-man advantage early again for Liquid. 3rd straight round in overtime. They've had the advantage early to work with.
That Molotov is so cool as well, because obviously it stops any boost potential coming in, but any players who are already boosted actually just starts burning them slightly, so they have to fall back and take damage or go for the commitment. He goes for it and gets taken down 5 on 4, and a commitment towards the A site here, up to Apex to hold them off.
He's ready for it as well. Flash out. ELEAGUE's able to dodge. This gives him a reset on his aim. That forklift is so awkward, and he's able to get the headshot through the back of the seat. That brings Kenny aggressive with an off. Hero moment for Kenny if he finds this. He's still posted. Spots 1. JDM goes down, but too quickly. Nitro wraps around. Good trade. Never mind that he goes back down in the end. It's Sixer again in a 1 versus 3. They're low on HP. He's got 2 again. No way Sixer does this twice. As Pimp 26, ELEAGUE 51. The M4 is lethal in both these positions. Good trade from Pimp though, and they'll pick up 17.
So after 15-7 down, Liquid now do take the lead. That is quite an interesting stat as we go into the second half here. It's going to be 1st and 19, as we mentioned before, because 18-18, it's all reset and we do this all over again, but certainly the advantage for Liquid here. And it was actually Sixer there, like you said, another chance for a 1-on-3 situation. Good flash from him, but synergy and communication working out in Liquid's favour there. At least drops, but it doesn't matter. The refract comes in before Sixer has anything to say about it. And we'll go to the second half here. I'm sure we'll take a little bit of time here just to kind of discuss the idea going forward. And you have to say, Matt, that would have been a 3-0 if it wasn't for that 1 versus 3 clutch from Sixer. So that's not the 2-1. Yeah, that sounds fine, but you have to remember that's actually quite an interesting statistic if you think about it. Liquid certainly seem like the stronger team at the moment as we go into the second half of overtime here. Single orb for either side, and we'll see whether we've got the same approach from Liquid. Yes, no head armor purchase. They have got all the grenades. And we get into it then. JDM, will he be going aggressive once more? That AWP is holding towards that B side. It looks like the latter as he makes his way towards Checkers.
Pimp mid. Nitro wants to go.
Oh, that could have been horrible to watch if he got his head blown off there, but does manage to just about negate it.
Throwing flashbang.
Nitro and Hiko both on 16 are the lowest in the server behind just Happy at 17.
Laying down smoke.
So Lee's contribution that definitely has carried them into this quad play from Nitro. Happy inside the door. He's going to have a Molotov land in front surely, but a smoke out. He reads it ahead of time. And they're going to wrap onto Forklift. Nitro gets flashed off. They've actually got some room to work with. So reflash from ELEAGUE to try and get an angle favorable, and does find the shot on NBK. His teammate Nitro takes down Kenny. Crossfire set. Good trade again as ELEAGUE comes out. In fact, Nitro doesn't even go down. It's flawless, and it's map point for Liquid.
My God, 5 players surviving as well. We talked about money being a problem in overtime for the CTs. That's not going to be. As you keep all 5 players alive, the set piece towards A does not work out for EnVyUS, and now the pressure has been firmly placed on their side of the server. It's Nitro doing some great work here from the NBK position as he takes him down. That's actually a really, really nice A-hold there. You can see no one doing anything for EnVyUS whatsoever, and 1 round will do it. It's going to take 2 in a row for EnVyUS to take us to second overtime, but what a story this has been. This will be so gutting for the French side as they were to lose this game, which is looking pretty likely right now. No AWP available for them. KS goes to the AK here. And we go into match points for Liquid after a 57 deficit. Crazy, crazy stuff.
ELEAGUE, who wasn't even in the top 20 this year, based on the HLTV ratings, despite an incredibly good performance at Cologne, showing off masterclass early in the first major and first tournament of 2017. Speaking of, though, it is NBK that's going to put him down this time. Hiko's got a position in the corner, which could be favorable. Flash goes in, though, and Sixer runs. He hears him, chases him, but gets caught out as they wrap him behind the fence. And on top of that, NBK, his 3rd kill of 3 for them in the round, is going to open up B site entirely.
They probably have to save the weapons at this point. Pimp and Nitro, it is a 4-on-2. Certainly possible, but I'd say, okay, Happy. He's taking him down, as always. Lurking in the shadows, he finds the AWP player. Just Nitro now going to be saving the AK-47. He can try and damage the economy. It's actually more detrimental to him if he loses the AK. I think he'll just be wanting to hold on to that. Looks like he wants to hunt up a little bit there. Won't be dropped in the end, but there it is. EnVyUS do post their first round here in the second half. Good work from EnVyUS overall. It was Hiko who pushed in towards that B storage area, found Sixer, but NBK through the smoke. Good awareness, finds 2 frags and pretty much secures the round at that stage, but not going to be celebrating just yet. A lot of work here to do. 1 round required from EnVyUS to take us to double overtime. 1 for Liquid to actually take the map, and that would be unbelievable situation, all things considered. Matt, double orb now for Liquid, Pimp and JDM. We saw it before. We'll see whether it's the setup that closes out the game.
Throwing smoke.
Double up indeed, and it's a split position for them. JDM goes back to B, as we saw very early in the game.
It's Pimp towards middle as well. He'll be watching friendly players boosted up here. It's a full default for the French side. Haven't seen too much from them in terms of full-on set pieces, just trying to fill things out and see what kind of setup the CTs are presenting towards them. It will be Happy towards the squeaky door position. They are spamming towards that boost spot as well to see if anyone will be up there. Not the case at the moment, but Sixer left no grenades. There are 4 smokes still available for the French side, and it looks like the bomb's still down towards middle. It's difficult to tell what they're trying to set up here. It's just trying to work a pick, it seems, at this stage. Bait out any CT utility they might have, but you can see actually 5 incendiaries still available with some smokes as well, so Liquid are pretty well equipped for anything EnVyUS can further at this stage.
So set for the Molotov to go and vents that Apex to try and flush them back. No one there, but they can't take chances at this point in time. This round, the last of first overtime, or last of the game. Pimp smoked off, still wants to keep that AWP in a position where he can spot toward middle and Apex. They're going to take advantage of the time they have to get toward that vent that he's already cleared. This brings JDM's op now into the picture. Quick Molotov to hold them off. That's going to give them position, but forces them back slightly. He knows they're there. So the angle's his favor. Flash can catch him out. Sees the shoulder, but Sixer's in closer. Good headshot. And Apex, despite Sixer going down, can post up to watch the vents, to watch the flank, to watch the retake, because it's right now a 4 versus 2. And the French side might force this further. We're not done, and I dare say we don't have a decision as to which team's been the class of the two in this overtime. Happy with a lovely shot on Nitro. Down to just Pimp. Ball planted. First shot successful. No way he's going to replicate JDM.
I don't think so, but certainly going to give it a go. It's the last round regardless. It has to go for it. Open hand, no grenades. 3 players to find, and the bomb has been planted as well. This would be another blunder for EnVyUS to even give him a frag at this point. Make him touch the bomb before you give anything away. MBK makes the first mistake, but EnVyUS rectifies it. Okay, double overtime comes in, but still anyone's game. EnVyUS looked like they were out of it at that point. It's the first time we saw match point in favor of Liquid, but they hold on and reset everything once again. So we have the exactly same situation. Everything reset once more, and EnVyUS, he's going to be pivotal going forward. It's not this double orb setup from Liquid that doesn't close things out, but certainly a nice adjustment to try and finish the job off.
And what an adrenaline player Kenny is. You can see his hands shaking in these situations, like just can't believe where they are, and yet somehow he's so precise when he still grabs the mouse. It's pretty nuts.
Absolutely.
For those wondering, for those of you again who maybe don't watch all the tournaments, those are hand warmers. Everyone wants to keep their fingers nice and loose, hands good and warm on the keyboard and mouse, so everyone you'll see pretty much runs a hand warmer to keep it consistent.
There's a fine balance between warm hands and sweaty hands, so you need to make sure you don't hold on for too long, Matt. So that'd be my advice.
Good advice, Henry. Thanks. Clarify, just hold on to the hot pack, just to be clear.
You don't want to have slippery hands. You just want to make sure they're warm, the blood's pumping, you know. The double orb setup once again for Liquid here, and they do not switch over. So they buy 2 kits here. Interesting idea. Lots of different teams have different approaches over time, like we discussed. I know head armor sort of principle, and it's going to be Liquid just buying 2 kits. They do cost $400. They are more expensive in CSGO compared to other iterations of the game, so they are quite difficult things to justify purchasing 5 times over, but 2 is certainly enough going forward. Number 1 here. And it's going to be another default from EnVyUS. ELEAGUE back on the AWP, of course. And no real damage being inflicted. ELEAGUE has gone down to 63, but what a game he's had so far. It doesn't seem to be too disheartening for him. It's going to be 1 player towards me. I think that's Hiko in towards the vents. We have got quite a heavy setup towards the A side of the map. Flash goes in towards A story, trying to find that first frag, but EnVyUS, he strikes first.
Does indeed. Traded back and forth, though. ELEAGUE gets another. Goes down immediately after. He hasn't found multiple kills as of late in overtime, but Hiko steps up for the trade. Lovely shot from Apex, getting in the face of Pimp, and that's going to open up the A site for a plant. Bomb just arriving now. No Molotov in place to deny, and Hiko wants to try and get a position on highway and catch them in transition post-plant. Not quite there to do so. Molotov instead will force Apex out, but they've still got positional advantage and the man advantage with the bomb down to Envy. And remember, the first round of the last overtime was favoring the T side as well until Sixer came through with some brilliance and clutched back a 1 versus 3. That's a pullback from an unfavorable situation here. Missed shots though, and Sixer's the one to do so. It gives JDM the shot. Hiko's got the confidence and the courage. They've got to go quick. A little bounce and trip over each other as they both try and rush into the same positions. 1 kill goes one way, 1 goes the other. JDM bunny hops to try and sell the fake to Apex, but he's ready for it with the AK.
Yeah, that would have been so cool and wipe out in JDM's favor. I think the bomb was a little bit too far gone regardless, but like he said, bouncing to one side and then hooks to the left, trying to get himself in a situation he's trying to kind of trick the terrorists waiting towards that core position. But it's Apex who is the savior of that round, finishes things off there. There's the bunny hop, and Apex ready for it. He jumps into his crosshair as we go into the second round here. Good work from him. EnVyUS take the lead once more. It's 1-0 in double overtime here for the French side. Double orb setup not going to be available this time for Liquid. It's going to be pimped back to the M4, and the JDM will be the solo orb this time. If they were to lose this round, if you get the 2-0 on the CD side, that, as we discussed before, that's when you have a bit of a problem as a CD side actually buying weaponry, and that's when 3-0 is a real possibility. So this is a big round for EnVyUS. They can pick this one up in a fantastic position going forward. Very tense now. This has been one of the more exciting games of the major so far. I'd say it's been the game of the day in terms of the emotional roller coaster for both teams.
Oh. Both these teams that people often say are the decline. Obviously, Liquid's had incredible majors lately. EnVyUS has been on the decline since Clues last year, so what a way to start the tournament, an important way to start the tournament for both these teams. Apex finds the opening kill. Pimp's got a step on flash through though, he's in the open. And Envy, they might pick up 2 in a row here. They're only a man advantage, but they've got position. ELEAGUE is the only one they've not yet found, and he will go down. Sixer finds the kill through the back of the forklift. It's looking more and more likely that EnVyUS are going to find 20. And 22, the magic number in double overtime.
Indeed, when there's a 4-on-1. And Hiko, like we said, the money's going to be a massive problem. It's very unlikely when a 4 versus 1. He's known to be one of the best clutches in North America. Let's see whether he can deliver at this point. They're going to try and get that gun out of his hands, and this time, no blunders made by EnVyUS. They do manage to shut him down. But he said money's going to be an issue going forward. Apex seems to be coming to life now in double overtime. Some great work from him. Look at the flashbangs. That's all we expect from a team like EnVyUS. That good communication, working as a unit, and are setting their teammates up for those kind of alley-oop plays. Round number 3 now, double overtime, and like I said, the money's going to be a massive issue here. Liquid UMP 5-7s, and it's looking very promising for EnVyUS to get the 3-0 here, and match point once again in their favor. 2 UMPs, in fact. There we go.
Yeah, this is a desperate situation if they lose all 3. Kenny, quick flash over top of red that does catch Chico, who's trying to push up and take advantage of the 5-7 attack. So too is his teammate ELEAGUE. They haven't yet been spotted. Now they will. ELEAGUE still manages to come out with the kill. Sixer immediately turns his back to anticipate perhaps a flash coming through A main, and also perhaps get a sound cue as to where they've gone inside of middle, because they are still boosting up, and ELEAGUE is the one to wait. We know he's been good in that position. As Apex tries to walk out, clear out, forklift does spot the head of Pimp toward the top of highway, but can't find the shot, and Pimp smartly won't re-peek that. Sit back and wait. He's got one of the 2 UMPs. Smoke's going to allow him to get a little bit closer. Apex, chance to jump over top, though, could catch him off as he's up. Clears default, spots his backside. Doesn't land the shot, tries to fire down the bottom of highway. That brings Nitro out. A crossfire starts to work, but NBK gets one back. Runs out of ammunition as he tries to spray through, and Nitro, he'll collect it onto Kenny. Lovely first shot, but far too many around him. And thankfully, for Liquid's sake, they don't go down 0-3 in the second overtime.
Yeah, so regardless, they lose the half overall, but the fact they win their last round is actually going to be a little bit promising for them. They'll actually be thinking, okay, we just did that with pistols and UMPs. We can still do this, guys. Good work for Nitro there. Flashbangs and teamwork on point for the CTs. Nitro there just doing everything he can to keep the dream alive for Liquid here. So still the advantage for EnVyUS, of course, but haven't quite achieved a match point just yet to be number 4 of the double overtime here. Fires will be coming in momentarily. They still have a little bit extra time just to work out how they're going to be setting up into the second half. It's going to be EnVyUS on the CT side. Now, we haven't seen much of a double orb setup from EnVyUS as of late, really, as a whole, as a team. It used to be Kenny S and Happy all the time. You're absolutely right there. It seems to have adjusted and kind of moved away from that. It's the solo orb that was so prominent now from Kenny S. And even there was one point in the EnVyUS where Happy seemed to be taking the orb over Kenny. That was a crazy couple of months. I think it was like back at Starladder and Minsk, if I'm not mistaken. That's when that was going on.
Jeez, that is over a year ago.
Yeah, that's
at this
when
point. But yeah, no, I think you're right. That was when that whole trend started.
Yeah,
and it was mind-blowing to a lot of us.
So now they've kind of moved away from that mentality. They said, Kenny has got one of the world's best orbers. Let's just leave him with that role, give him that one, and yeah, no double orb setup, which is it's very rare to see them run now. So it's kind of an interesting note on a map like Cash as well. Hiko's got a Mac 10 map in the first round.
Daddy Hiko.
Okay, so this suggests he's got no nades either. This suggests he's some sort of decoy in this round. He'll just be running through a smoke after getting flashed and trying to find one kill. This suggests this is a set piece they've got coming in here, man. This is not a default. They've got a game plan here. This is the Hail Mary play. I haven't seen it before, and I'm very interested to see how this runs out.
Watch the boost. He could catch the player running back. Kenny's not ready. Kenny's already out. He gets in with the Mac 10. They spot Sixer, but no one's turned in time. And Apex gets baited in because of it, so it still works for the EnVyUS side, who could find map point very quickly off of that. It was a good attempt to catch Kenny, but unfortunately they didn't read why he was running back. Yeah. And it's down to ELEAGUE.
Okay, so like I said, I was calling that as a set piece, but sometimes Counter-Strike is about gut instincts. You hear a sound cue, you hear some sort of boost going on. Hiko takes that chance to strike. He pushes in, he gets the kill on towards Kenny S, but there's the teamwork working out in EnVyUS' favor there. Apex actually backing up his teammates, and Sixer boosted up as well. So close call, you have to say, Matt. When you had the Mac 10 in hand and no nades, you know they're planning something at that point. That's something they've been working on. And I don't think we saw exactly what was supposed to happen, but in the end, it's EnVyUS now who get themselves, like you said, one step closer to that. Magic number 22 is what needs to be attained in double overtime here. Round number 5. Pressure firmly towards Liquid at this point. The all-powerful JDM. Hiko this time has got a rifle, AK-47 and grenades, and maybe a default setup here. They have run a few set pieces here and there with some fakes as well that haven't been particularly successful.
This is round 41 and 45 kills credited to ELEAGUE in this game.
And great work.
Boost again for Sixer. Go back to it. Worked the first time. Why not? He's going to jump off it after the first shot comes through, though. And he actually got tagged slightly, or was that fall damage perhaps? At 5 HP. I don't think an op would have tagged him for 5 through that wall.
I think you're probably correct. Well then, looks like we'll get towards A. Him just smoked off his own choke point towards the B storage area, so suggests they will be finishing up towards the A side of the map, but they do get mid-control back towards B, so this is an interesting maneuver from themselves, but it's a bit MBK from the headshot position now to hold them off. Big kill required from him.
And Kenny is there as well, so they've got good position. Kenny down with a lovely shot from Nitro. Finally gets it open, turns his back to watch for the flash and gets caught off by it, but good response. Better still as they take down Apex in heaven. On to Happy. 1 versus 5. Brother 4, and 2 of them on 4 HP. Pimp and ELEAGUE. One bullet, a shadow of a bullet from Death, and he's gonna walk in. He's got both those low HP players in front of him. Bomb as well is not planted off of this. Pimp needs some help, and he's gonna try and just stay alive, dance around the boxes. That brings Hiko into it, but nearly takes him down. It does go the way of Liquid, and they bring it back to within one the difference, but they're still fighting to stay alive.
The B splits, it's every shot, every kill. So many small little variables in Counter-Strike that amount to these round victories, and you can see the frustration on Kenny's face there. This match suddenly had to deliver. What a game it's been so far. Potential triple overtime here as well. Liquid just keep finding life, but it doesn't, well, seemingly exist. Number 6 here. And we can see the money's relatively okay for both sides here. You can see now EnVyUS has got the sort of AWP set up, and Kenny has once again. They have got utility to work with. Same story for Liquid as well. The open hands of JDM. Looking for triple overtime here. Still match point for EnVyUS.
Apex is going to rotate over a little bit late after they put some attention into mid, walked up from highway. JDM and ELEAGUE sitting way back inside mid. Smokes out over top. And I think they want to go for a fast play toward B. They've got the smokes out already to cross inside mid. They want to take over vents. But rotation's already come around this time. Kenny's given up that mid position, and he's actually going to play from heaven. So good position for the AWP. Watch the fact that the smokes are down and MBK's in the corner as well. He can pick them out. Nitro reads it. And he gets down by Kenny immediately after, who nearly finds a second, but JDM rises to the occasion once more. And it's going to be 2 kills in favor of Liquid to the one that Envy found in return. Happy's trying to get above and see over top of these smokes. Full blind duration coming through for the flash, but still gets his vision in time. Not quite. Pimp hits the shot. And we could have a triple overtime because Pimp takes Apex. It's 6-1 versus 4. This game refuses to go lightly.
Yeah, absolutely. 6 has to go for it. It's the last round. 4 players to find a bomb to defuse. It's very unlikely, but he did win a 1v3 before. Can he go one step further here? Bomb ticking away. I'm going to suggest it's not possible at this point. He doesn't even find one frag. Hiko takes us to triple overtime here. What a game it's been so far. And it's Pimp towards his B side again, getting the job done, finding the frags that are required. And Liquid, like you said, just don't want to give in at this point. After going 2-0 down, they find a round with just pistols only and manage to stay alive. In triple overtime, we're a reset once again. Nothing accumulates at all. Everything is reset. It's exactly the same rules as we go on. It could go on indefinitely. It could go on forever. Like you said, the longest one we've done is 79 rounds total.
Yep.
So we've got a long way to go.
To be fair, that was MR5, which for some reason lends itself to more comeback potential in overtime. It's not quite as cutthroat. You make one mistake and suddenly the momentum shifts.
That's like breaking the serve in tennis at that point, right? Because you get so deep into it, money's such a huge issue. But here we go then. Triple overtime, OT3.
I've lounged my casting chair in homage to what got us here.
We discussed it before. It's very rare to see EnVyUS with that double orb setup. This time they're rolling with it. The first time this game, Happy has got the secondary orb. You pointed out before he's been the quietest player so far for EnVyUS. He's only on 20 kills after so many rounds, and we'll see whether he can pick something up here. He's going towards the A side of the map. Won't be going towards Squeaky, but going into his teammate's position, MBK. And another D-ball here for Liquid as Apex waits in towards this fence area. No one giving anything away just yet. As we get into now triple overtime. I didn't think this would be the case when we were 15-7. I thought this game was going to be a quiet one. Nothing too exciting, a standard group stage game. But here we go, then Happy. He kicks it off, a headshot towards the AWP of Team Liquid. JDM drops.
JDM went in solo on that with no utility. So now the double op is exposed. They'll call that Happy's hit. Goes without saying, but they lose their op to try and combat it for opening picks.
Indeed. Well, at this point, EnVyUS have been known to throw these kind of situations away. They have the 5-on-4 now. It's up to the Liquid to respond and get a situation that's working in their favor. EnVyUS don't have to do too much. Hold back in the positions, keep your strengths towards mid and towards the B side of the map. It looks like that's what they'll be doing as well. Apex in that vents area. Not going to be committing just yet as the flashbang goes in towards the B storage.
Refuses to break out the vent just yet either, and that means Nitro getting closer. Won't have a read on this. They'll hear it as the chaos ensues inside of the site, and that's exactly where they've gone. And he forced back, hits the up-close shot as always, and he looks for the second, but Pimp suddenly comes through and finds 2. Hiko follows it. We're down to exactly that situation, 2 aside. MBK, late through the vents, does take down Hiko. Bomb going to be planted by Pimp, but that means they know he's on the site. Quick flash to find information, spots a shoulder in a checker, but watch Happy because he gets second off. He has an angle, tries to find it. He's in the open, and MBK, he'll find the kill after the Molotov lands. First round, triple overtime, goes to Envy.
You could see Pimp certainly in a situation he could have won, but once he got himself in towards the open, the Molotov drops on the sides as well. It's very difficult to find a position where you can actually have cover and an advantage in terms of the duel as well. So good work from EnVyUS to actually close that round out. Pimp certainly gave them grounds to win it. Here's the play from him. We didn't quite catch it as it was happening, but there it is. Takes down Sixer and Kenny S. 3 kills found, but there it is. Kenny S. celebrates. So does Sixer as well towards the end there. Looking pumped up right now as you go to round number 2. Double up set up, of course. It worked out before. It's Happy, who's had a very quiet game so far. He got the opening kill or took down JDM, so why not? Let's keep rolling with it. And we'll see whether we can find another 2-0 here for EnVyUS. They couldn't find the 3-0 before, but setting themselves up for it once more. They can get this round. Happy now. Still towards A. Not as aggressive this time. Changes his position towards the bomb side instead of MBK. And we do have Kenny S. He'll be towards B once more, but it's not really the Kenny S we used to see, like the super flashy jumping into the sort of open positions Kenny S. He's been hitting the shots that count, a few misses here and there as well. But I'd say a pretty decent game from him, all things considered.
Flashbang.
Very passive thus far.
Same Molotov, that's the flash out, the boosted player. As we saw, Happy got taken down that same Molotov before. He's not going to be in that position this time. It's quite an open mid-hold from the CT. He's not going to be committing at all. Apex once again using that same jump mentality. He wants to spot a player and fall back. As soon as he got the smoke out as well, he drops that smoke and falls back.
Watch Sixer to be flashed in. At B-tons if they get any read.
Throwing smoke.
Kenny has one flash to do this. He's got his back turned.
Perfect time to do it as well right now.
Smoke instead. He won't get the vision. They flash anyway to try and just get him wide around the corner. He'll re-smoke this or just sit tight. And the last time they played a person here, it was MBK caught by Nitro. This time they don't have the same information. Not only is Sixer in this corner, they've got support from Happy inside of the vents, or rather, excuse me, Heaven, and 2 players in the site. Sixer finds 2. They don't spot him. He finds a 3rd. Happy's got Nitro. And we might have another back-to-back round situation for Envy. JDM tagging one only, and Apex will put him down.
Oh, very close. Okay, then. Wow, that was actually Sixer playing that very, very well indeed. You can see what Team Liquid are trying to do there. They put that initial smoke down to the entrance of B main, and that stage gets to take the vision away from the CTs, allow them to actually get their set piece into position. You can see all the flashbang, the arcs of the grenades coming in there, but it's Sixer that re-smokes it. The idea is just as they're committing as well, they're going through a grey screen at that point. He's in a perfect position to shut them down. He runs out of bullets to his M4A1S, picks up an AK, finds a 3rd kill in the smoke, and now 3-0 looking like a real possibility once again for EnVyUS, but this was the round. It was roles reversed that ran away from them previously, but JDM distinguishes that smoke, but commits with a Tech 9 here.
And this is the problem again for Liquid, where they lose too early. They don't have a lot of weaponry now. Thankfully this time, they're T-side. So the early bomb plant in the first round, cash injection that gives them, they're able to get AK, but JDM limited to a Tech 9 round. Corner bomb already dropped, and Apex does massive damage onto Pimp as well. This gives Happy a read. He turns his attention strictly down highway. And Kenny and Six are getting in position towards Z where they can watch that bomb. No smoke out to cover off Happy either. This is a tough task just to get the bomb back. Exactly that. Pimp goes for it. Happy waits, hits the shot.
Oh, then 4-on-3, a lot of work to do here now for Liquid. They've got 2 flashbangs remaining. ELEAGUE is low HP as well, and the bomb down towards middle. It's up to Hiko. In this position, looks like he's far removed from it, but he's going to try and be the fly in the ointment at this point. See if he can find a kill, just to take the attention away from that bomb momentarily so his teammates have a chance to strike. And ELEAGUE will be joining him on that side of the map as well. They still have 45 seconds, and it's going to be Nitro towards mid. But look at the CTs. If you look at the minimap right now on the top left, they're just surrounding that bomb, but ELEAGUE does find a kill.
First kill in 4 rounds for ELEAGUE. Goes down after his Happy, follows up with the AWP, looking for more as well. He's definitely added to the equation with this double up, but now he's going to get pinched off. Nitro's extremely low, tries to bait it. Pistol has a chance here, it's 9 HP, and he hits the headshot up close. Down to just Hiko, as you said, who had a chance to try and make a play, but 20 seconds, and that bomb's still down in middle. He's found by Kenny. 3 in a row for Envy, on to map point already.
Map points indeed. They do manage to get the 3-0, so for anyone who's just joining us and wondering how the hell did we get here, triple overtime, EnVyUS versus Team Liquid. It was EnVyUS that were up 15-7 in regulation time. Liquid, they fought back, and it was just players like ELEAGUE, JDM, who had a fantastic clutch as well, got us to overtime, and it's just been a stalemate ever since. Finally, though, it looks like EnVyUS have got themselves in a firm situation to take this map. It's a best of 1, but it's gone on for a very long time. I think the unpause call comes in. It's a double orb setup once again for the CTs. Team Liquid with JDM and Pimp on the double orbs. It's a big risk to take on the overtime rules, so obviously for moments and the economy game we've discussed before. Lose his first round, and you see JDM, he's got 2,600 residual cash. If you lose that round, you're only getting 1,400 on top of that going for the next round. So it's a tough call to make. Full orbs and everything.
Throwing fire. Laying down smoke.
JDM and Nitro fast toward A, so the AWP not going to be as we've seen it. Instead, it's going to be Pimp and mid.
Oh, this is commit.
Door open. Kenny. On a battle you want to take in overtime, but needs to get a kill to open this up. And lovely shot from MBK. With bomb as well, it could have given them a bit of an early read on that. Instead, they're going to lose 2. As Envy getting ever closer to closing this. 6-0 on Hiko. And Kenny's still in mid, trying to get more information. Forces ELEAGUE back ever so slightly. MBK's got another. ELEAGUE has to go massive. 2 versus 5. He's got 1 in front of him. Does manage the kill. Looks to follow it up. Does get a second as well. Back down to just a 1-man advantage. But Pimp has to hit that shot on Kenny. Nearly does, but just goes wide, and you're right, this could be a problem because bomb planted and ELEAGUE has a long way to go to get back over to the A site. Going mid as well is going to give Kenny the chance to go into Z.
Needs an ace clutch here, and that's a good incendiary to kick things off there, but so much work to do. There it is, a fantastic game here between EnVy and Liquid. Great battle overall, but EnVy, you feel like they should have been the victors after that huge blunder, the 1 versus 5 of JDM. They do close it out, and I think they'll have a sigh of relief at this point.